received a grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation for their transit line. $6 million has been given to the Rocket City to purchase low or no emissions hybrid diesel and electric transit buses. Huntsville has 16 buses on 12 fixed routes that cover about 100 square miles of the city area. The Purple Marching Machine from Miles College will be defending its title of Band of the Year, which will be covered by ESPN. The Red Lobster HBCU Band of the Year Championship will occur in Atlanta, Georgia on December 12th. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And I hope everybody had a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. We'll bring in the whole team and assembled guest here in a moment, but I want to tell you about my Thanksgiving up at Lake Martin. But first, we always need to begin where things count as we head into the season of Advent. You hear all the Catholic priests giving their homilies about waiting. My uncle wrote up a great one, Father Bill Skonecki on Facebook. He always puts out his homily on Sundays. Bishop Barron's was also good. But the virtue of waiting, being patient, showing forbearance, knowing what is coming in just a few weeks. But let's set the tone. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. And then from Luke 22:42, some call this verse God's answer to Job. Not my will, but yours be done. Long before I read Phil Webb's advice column last week, to follow U.S. Senator Katie Britt's example of humble leadership at the Thanksgiving table, I was already planning to avoid feuding with my family over politics. I argue, yell, mock, joke, rant, and feud, along with many other things, almost every day for a living on this sinking ship that is talk radio. And though there are times where one is destined to be a gadfly, I wasn't about to let my few days off for the holiday remind me of work. Add to the mix that my family contains both Yankee and Southerner, Jew and Gentile, Catholic and Protestant, believer and non-believer, black and white, straight and gay, conservative and progressive, and I was in no mood to have them reduced to squabbling over these identities because of politics. In fact, describing my family as such makes my skin crawl, as it barely scratches the surface as to who they really are as people. They all made a good faith effort to travel from around the country to reunite for Thanksgiving in Alabama. And as we assembled for several days at a property on Lake Martin, I'm happy to report things went beautifully. Most of the talk over our few days together was about family memories, faith, food, careers, music, movies, and future plans. My favorite moments involved no words at all, while I simply played guitar for my 2-year-old niece and my cousin's 9-year-old son, as well as listening to my uncle's laughter, feeling like I was a kid again. Political topics, though lurking under the surface on our smartphones and social media feeds, were mostly nowhere to be found until we sat down and watched NFL football on Thanksgiving Day. That's when During the commercial break, a political ad praising Katie Britt played Gadfly, injecting politics into the room. Oh, the irony. I could hear my family's eyeballs rolling in their sockets in reaction as they looked my way. Somehow, work had found me on Thanksgiving, despite my best efforts to emulate Britt's conciliatory approach. Is she running for re-election or something? My uncle from North Carolina asked. No, she's not up for a re-election until 2028, I replied. Then why is there an ad for her, he asked. I don't know, I said. Maybe she wants to be a kingmaker this cycle, and keeping up her approval ratings helps anyone she helps. That, or she's just watering her people. Watering her people, my uncle asked. Yeah, it's a metaphor she's used before about maintaining relationships, personal or professional, I said. I guess the watering also applies to her parasocial relationship with the voters. My uncle didn't seem impressed. Neither did my aunts, female cousins, or sister-in-law. In fact, I would bet most women in my family would not vote for Britt. Many of them, after all, moved out of Alabama for a reason. Katie really does work her tail off, though, I said. She's always looking down the road and around the corner. I don't always agree with her, but she does a really great job. No, seriously, she's really good at this. Though it's too bad she won't go any further. Won't go any further, my uncle asked. Yeah, it's a shame. I've heard it said that every time a U.S. senator combs their hair, thoughts of the presidency get in their eyes. Even those who don't jump directly from the Senate to the Oval Office often find themselves in the White House in some prominent position. Consider former Senators Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance in their respective roles in the Trump administration, both now already presumed frontrunners for the 2028 presidential election cycle. Now look at how many times Britt has found herself in the Oval Office being praised by President Trump himself. From the Laken Riley Act to IVF protections to leading a bipartisan deal to end the latest government shutdown. Britt has certainly been in the Oval Office enough times to have at least thought about being the POTUS. How could she not? But does she have any real chance, a future, or a hope to be president? I suppose only God knows the plan. His will, not ours, be done. Yet since it is no longer Thanksgiving, I am happy to drop the conciliatory tone and play the gadfly. But first, I must turn to Katie Britt's own book, God Calls Us to Do Hard Things, Lessons from the Alabama Wiregrass. In the second chapter, Britt relays how her early failures helped lead her to finding her way. The world sees our peaks, but God knows our valleys, writes Britt. And while those peaks are fun, the valleys shape and define us. The valleys are where He carves us and builds us up. Yet it wasn't just the valleys that shaped and motivated Britt to her peaks. Having finally found success after going like 0-5 on a bunch of things she tried in her early college career, she finally found success running for student office and winning a Student Government Association Senate seat. Britt then ran unopposed successfully for VP for Student Affairs of the SGA there at the University of Alabama. That's when, in the midst of her newfound success, a certain gadfly appeared. As Britt explains in her book, a good friend of mine came up to me after it was over to tell me what a nice job I had done. You did a really great job up there, he said. I was a little taken aback because he wasn't one to offer up compliments with any ease. I told him thank you and how much I appreciate him being there. Shaking his head in affirmation, he continued, no, seriously, you're really good at this. I told him once again that I appreciated it, and I almost started to settle into the compliment, and then he came with it. It's too bad you won't go any further. I was a bit startled and immediately asked him what he was talking about. After all, he just told me how good I was at this. He went on to explain, well, you won't go any further, because you're a girl. It was in that very moment that I decided I would run for SGA president, no matter what. People could beat me or join me, but I was determined to prove him wrong. There was no world in which I was going to be told no because I am a girl. Game on. My junior year, I pushed forward and ran for SGA president. I worked my tail off, campaigning to student organizations in every corner of campus life, and I won. not to presume God's plan or anything, but it seems the quote unquote good friend was exactly the sting Brit needed at just the right time. So now, after much prayer, though I am reluctant to carry this cup, I feel destined to say a simple truth. Though she is really good at this politics thing, it's a shame Katie Britt will never be president. Not only is she a woman, but she's a woman from Alabama. Not only has there never been a female president, but there's never even been a male president from Alabama. Does Britt really think she will be the first at both? Game on, girl. Prove me wrong. Whether a rising political leader or a lowly gadfly, we all have a role to play in God's plan for the welfare of this world. Let us pray, no matter how much our roles may seem to be opposed, that we do his will and not our own. So in part, that's how my Thanksgiving went. Welcome into the program. And Troy Carrico's here in the studio with me. How was your Thanksgiving, kind sir?
Good afternoon, sir. Outstanding. Spent with family, friends. My mom, we were going to get together down in Dothan, but we ended up staying up here because they had plans to go to Biloxi the next day. But we got to talk, and we got to do fellowship. So
I see you're rocking all your Ohio State stuff.
Yeah, I am.
Today.
As a matter of fact, I am, because I think that this is the new world order. This is what I'm going to play the heel like in wrestling.
That's
this
fine.
Is the new world order. This is what you need to get used to. But for all my War Eagle people out there, you've got a guy from Ohio State now. You're going to win. So
I thought you were about to start quoting Scott Hall. You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
What I can do.
So also today, apparently, glad you had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody out there
you
listening.
had a good one. It sounds like
it was great.
How many people were there?
Oh my goodness! Off the top of my head, it was so many people I don't know. It's
Really?
not a quick count. Like,
would you say how many states were represented?
New York, North Carolina, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, I lose count. Texas.
Very cool.
Yeah, just from all over.
Good.
And it really was great. Seeing my little niece is the main reason I think everybody got together.
That's cool.
And she was transfixed by the guitar.
That's awesome.
And my cousin Whitney's 9-year-old son, King, he was like really wanting to learn how to play and stuff. His hands aren't quite, his attention's not quite there yet. But I told him, you can get a little guitar. He's like, a baby guitar? I'm like, dude, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere,
Get your
bro.
ukulele.
Yeah, so it was great food. We ate way too much.
Awesome, man.
Watched some funny movies. They love to play cards. My aunt and uncles do, so they play spades, and and they're pretty good at it. And it's usually just a great excuse to catch up and kick around ideas and tell old stories. That we did plenty.
Whose place is it up there?
Oh, they rented it. It was a rental.
That's a brilliant.
And
idea.
it was a brilliant rental.
Brilliant move.
Big old place up
Good for
there.
you.
Great property.
Excellent.
About an hour or hour 10 from Montgomery up in Lake Martin. So, happy Thanksgiving as we head into Advent and we prepare and we wait. We learn to wait patiently for what is coming, the good news that is coming. That said, today is an anniversary. Today is, on this day, 70 years ago, here in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat for the Montgomery, and it began the Montgomery bus boycott, an iconic moment in the textbooks and storybooks they taught me in school that helped usher in civil rights and more peace and justice, though there is more work to be done. Anyway, there's another more important thing today that's also an anniversary. Today's my birthday.
Happy, that's right. Robin's birthday today. I forgot.
Oh, wait, Robin's birthday today too. Happy birthday, Robin. Well, and I'm much rather celebrate my birthday than Rosa Parks again.
I'm good. Happy birthday.
Like we've been doing it for 70 years.
What do you do for yourself today?
Oh, I'm going to just take it easy, man. Like that is the plan. Maybe on the 40th or some other time.
I gave you a cigar and a Red Bull for your birthday today.
Well, thank you for that.
Because I love you.
I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's a birthday day, and
good.
And I guess we'll have like celebrations and stuff for Rosa Parks or whatever.
Yeah, but it's really about you too.
Yeah. No, I think my birthday is more important in that regard. Did you see that Trump was just being Trump all over the Thanksgiving holiday?
He does what he does best.
He's just trumping
he does
on.
what he does best. Dude.
He was trumping on the long-winded Truth Social post. He was just trumping on, like,
He has
called Tim Walz retarded.
I saw that
On Thanksgiving Day, I believe. And he's also continuing to pressure Maduro. Now, like what your buddy told you, it seems like what Trump is doing here is it's like a Python move. Squeeze, threaten. We could do this the easy way. We could do this the hard way.
Well, a couple things come to mind. What my friend sent me. Number one, it seemed to mark all of the check boxes. However, I do know this, that holiday leave from before Thanksgiving till after Christmas and the New Year has been canceled in Southcom, which means they're on call to roll. But here's what I think. Remember early on in this little tete-a-tete, Maduro made a statement of something to the effect of, I would consider leaving provided I could get a nice place to land and I'll take my money with me. Sure. And so I think the idea is there that he is open to this because he doesn't want to have to fight. But it's not like it used to be in the 70s or the 80s where a dictator from Africa could take his wealth to Dubai and live there with a security contingent. It's a little different. There's international courts today that will come after people.
Oh, yes. Well, or it could be that Maduro gets this nice place somewhere and all of a sudden he gets the Trotsky treatment.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, you think you're all settled and you're retired, and maybe they give you even a few years to relax for a second. Then all of a sudden, there's a pickaxe right in the back of the head. But Trump confirms he had a conversation with Maduro amid escalating U.S. tensions. I'm actually reading from the Jerusalem Post, good news outlet. He said Trump did confirm that he spoke with Maduro on Sunday, didn't provide too many details, and I don't want to comment on it, but the answer is yes. And there's some reports out there that Trump essentially threatened Maduro, saying, leave, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. We'll give you safe passage. We will set you up. Right. But this all is happening let's underline the point you just made, that real assets with real firepower are ready to go. And here's an angle we haven't brought up. And I wish we did last week, but it's kind of been in the back of my mind. Is it possible, because I've been watching too much Palmer Luckey, is it possible that the U.S. military has such brand new toys, especially like, say, AI toys, maybe AI toys developed, especially as we've watched what's happened in Ukraine and how AI has been used with the drones. We have such new toys, like we're itching to just use these new toys, and folks thought they couldn't hit us or couldn't see us before. Now they have no idea what's coming at them. So it's sort of like a boast and a bet, like, hey, we got some new stuff, ultimate firepower, and y'all want to go at it, or do you want to actually end this thing quietly?
We talked about this. What is the best laboratory for war equipment, for military, for martial platforms? It's war, right? It's fighting, kinetic action. So we've done it already. I can tell you this: DARPA and a lot of the leading edge technologies and providers have already embedded stuff in Ukraine or testing it against Russian gear. So now I think what we're looking for is what else have we got that we don't want to chance to lose on the battlefield or fall into the wrong hands that we want to test? This is a perfect laboratory for it. So yes.
Well, and I'm in the camp of, I don't want some new war, even if it's I don't want an operation in Venezuela, because I mean, what's the old cliche? The enemy gets a vote. And also you can be very successful quickly and then get bogged down, and the devil
the devil you know.
Right. All these cliches, and they are true. Look at past history in the last 20 years.
They are, I think, if America, well, let me rephrase this, under the State Department and under the foreign policy that compassionate conservatives like W had, and then the derelict nature of Obama and Biden and the abandonment of missions, and then even worse under Hillary Clinton in the Libya incident, right? We just show a propensity to go in, do something, and then foul it up with good intentions. And I think here I'm going to say this. I don't think it would be much of a conflict, Joey. If your concern is that we're going to have troops on the ground, this would happen kinetically in a matter of 72 hours. It would be over. And the question is, what do you leave in the aftermath?
Right, exactly.
Now, if you're going to install the democratically elected government, which was elected 2 years ago, then I'm okay with that. And because the people voted for her, but they were overruled by Maduro. So
after Trump, to give a little more detail to folks out there listening, said on Saturday that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela should be considered closed in its entirety.
it is.
But gave no further details. And like also, you see, like the airlines aren't going anywhere near there. It is truly closed.
And even the Spanish ones, like that come and go from there,
right?
Everybody's closed out. And a critical thing: 18 to 24,000 feet, which was mentioned in the report I got. That's the zone for aerial refueling tankers.
Okay.
So that's definitely corridored out.
Okay.
Real. So, yeah.
When asked whether his airspace comments meant that strikes against Venezuela were imminent, Trump said, "Don't read anything into it." No, and seriously, he is doing foreign policy in a way that is not like I've ever seen before. And in a way, I think there is some wisdom to not showing your hand, not like showing strength, projecting this is what I want. But not giving any clear, exact clue of what you might do. Like willing to back off if I get what I want.
So, Machiavelli said it best, right? Is you don't announce your intentions, you just deliver them. What I mean is, if I'm telling you, I'm not going to warn you I'm coming, I'm just going to reach across and knock you on your ass, right? And that's what I'm going to do. And the thing is, that is new for us. That's something we're not accustomed to. And I like that Trump leaves that moment of doubt for the opponent to go, what will he do? Right. I mean, even Trump doesn't. I mean, even Putin's kind of right. What's going on over there.
And apparently Trump told military service members last week the U.S. would very soon, quote unquote, begin land operations to stop suspected Venezuelan drug traffickers. Maduro and senior members of his administration have not commented on that reported call. But part of me thinks this is very true indeed. And Maduro did finally resurface for the first time in 4 days.
I saw him with his sword. He had a sword.
So it might very well be possible. There's all this back channeling going on as Trump's setting this situation up. I'm sure there is constant communication behind the scenes. It is his sort of classic style. It's what he did with the Taliban.
That's what he does.
It's how he goes about these things. I think we're looking at what, 15,000 troops roughly?
There's about 15,000 amphibious troops, Marines in the area. There's some special forces detachments. You get SEALs detachments. You've got a carrier attack group, which that represents over half of the world's military is in that. I mean, there's half the nations of the world can't equal what they could do. Even probably more than that.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, and then a bevy of remote long range and short range and medium range ballistic missiles, such as the Tomahawk, the SSRM-2, and so forth. So.
But apparently Maduro, in reaction to the airspace being closed, wrote to OPEC, accusing the U.S. of seeking to seize Venezuela's oil reserves through force. I don't think we really need them.
Do you know the problem with this? Is what's interesting about that. When people, it's about oil. Their oil is terrible. It requires massive amounts of refinement. It's very dirty. It's shallowly acquired, and it's got a lot, but it takes a lot of money to reprocess it and to distill it. So that's why when the revolution occurred with Chavez, and they took out and kicked all the Western oil companies out, they couldn't do anything with it. They needed to have other refineries in line to do it. So I'm not worried. That has nothing to do with oil.
And Venezuela accused the U.S. of murder after publicly acknowledging for the first time that some of its citizens, among those killed by the U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats. There's no declared war between the U.S. and Venezuela. Therefore, this cannot be classified as anything but murder. The National Assembly President Rodriguez told a press conference Sunday. Every human being has the right to due process. No human being can be killed in a brutal manner, except for, private citizens who are brutally killed by cartel members.
That happens all the time, or by their own state police forces.
Right. No, I just sold them poison, knowing it would kill them. These depressed dopes. Mm-hmm.
So do you remember in history, Simon Bolivar, who was the Bolivarian revolutionary that established the fight against Western imperialism in South America and parts of Central America to that degree. It hatched other revolutionaries as a result. But I can't help but think when he had that sword out and he was talking about Simon Bolivar, I'm thinking, yeah, how did that end for Simon too? It didn't end up very well. Okay.
So that was all happening, all that drama over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. And it's interesting to see Trump continue to ratchet things up while also you have Rubio really working with the Ukraine deal. And a clip I've got here where Rubio talks about it's not just about ending the war. That's the main goal. But we want a, say, security architecture that guarantees there's not going to be another war. I have a sense this is going to go beyond just about Ukraine. It will become sort of this grand deal to reset this. And this is wise because the status quo of NATO creeping closer to Russia, especially on the Eastern European plain, you can count the Baltics as NATO, all this stuff, but I think the Russians are paranoid. That's the correct word, but they've been invaded every century through that corridor. So, and with modern missile technology, they could be taken out pretty quickly if you could set things up right there. So I think this is going to be about stopping that status quo. It's the same way I think Trump's going to try to stop the status quo that's led to war after war and conflict after conflict between Israel and the Palestinians.
Agreed.
So looking for big things. So as Trump's threatening the Venezuelans, threatening people, saying this is our hemisphere, don't forget, you're seeing these moves to create grand international deals. And I think a lot of the focus in the future will be turned towards China. And if we can get all these other things done, that fight or that rivalry with China will be much easier.
I think that what Trump's foreign policy goal is with it's intertwined. What I mean is the fentanyl crisis is real, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we know where it's made at. It's made in China.
Yep.
It's pumped over. It's part of the Opium War revenge tour. And the thing is, so in shaping this narco-terrorist organizations and the transport of them, knocking them out, also then being able to pivot once you secure your hemisphere and pivot towards the primary enemy, which is China, you're going to be a lot better off.
Now, in a second, we got to hit a break, but this thought just came to me because I've heard people say, well, the fentanyl is actually put together in Mexico. So why is he going after Venezuela and stuff? And my thought is this, I'm just speculating. I'm pulling out of my backside. I don't know. But my imagination leads me to say there's some pretty smart people that have been looking at the cartel problem for a while and have wanted to do things for a while. And given these cartels are transnational, could it be sort of like, which domino do we hit first?
Yeah, I think so.
Whereas it's like Mexico is a tough nut to crack in the sense of how embedded, how controlled with the actual official government the cartels are there. So maybe if you weaken another country that's not right on our doorstep, this gives a little more room to breathe and operate in terms of the Mexicans. But I think it's even wiser not to think of it as the Mexicans and the Venezuelans stuff. Think of it as these cartels that run around all these countries. It's all their backyard.
The boundaries really don't matter. Here, let me share this with you. China has an incredible presence in South and Central America. Their foreign military sales and their Belt and Road initiatives is very real. Colonel Holland, who when he was the Bolivian defense attaché, talked about how the Chinese were giving boats to their Navy, all sorts of things going on. So it's a very real multispectral threat with China throughout our hemisphere and securing these areas. And I can tell you that Maduro has a lot of Chinese, there's a lot of influence of China in Venezuela.
Now, coming up in the show, we do have to hit a break. We have Trump doubling down on calling Tim Walz retarded, as well as like even NBC pressing back against Governor Walz in regards to all the fraud with the Somalis. He's like, well, it wasn't all Somalis. It was like the vast majority of them, Tim.
It was.
Like 71 of 74 people charged were from there. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, it's...
So we'll get into that. And then, of course, you have Putin and Witkoff set to meet today, I believe, in Moscow. Tulsi Gabbard is continuing to double down on the fact that Obama was behind the scenes in a years-long coup against Trump. And there's more coming out, says the director of national intelligence. I still like Tulsi in that position. I think she is, some libertarians like they are have given up on her because she's not pure enough. It's like, you dopes.
I think she would have made a great vice president candidate.
Amen. Amen. And then, of course, Trump has invited family members of the National Guard members who were shot in D.C. Up to the White House. Trump also saying his immigration pause has no end date. Also, Army PSYOP unit drops mysterious recruitment video. You've sent me some of these, but this is one out of Fort Bragg.
This is the same one. Yeah.
Okay.
They got a new one
People
out.
are just picking it up. Yeah, and this is a new one.
Ghost in the Machine. They do it every year.
And then there's all these stories about the poll finds 63% believe 4-year degree not worth the cost.
I believe that.
Also, the AP reports college students don't read the news. Well, they're smarter for that. And grade inflation at prestigious colleges is worse at the most useless subjects. You don't say. You don't say. While a UA Law School, University of Alabama Law School, is not promoting a left-wing professor's book attacking Trump as the current menace and threat to democracy, while Nick Saban's Dream Motors Group has bought 2 Montgomery dealerships. Welcome to Montgomery, Coach Saban and team. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and their Pest Pro Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. But of course, as we head into the winter months, it's not just about basic pest control protection. Wildlife, animals are going to try to get inside your home and find a spot to nest. And so whether it's a squirrel or rats or mice or a bird or possum, raccoons, God forbid.
We have both of them on our back porch, but I've shot most of them. So
so they can remove these if you are hearing things in the middle of the night. Maybe you're seeing droppings. You're not even seeing a mouse, but you're seeing stuff. Pest Pro can get them out and then, of course, seal off everything and then do an assessment of surrounding conditions to see is there something you're not aware of that might be attracting that wildlife in the first place. So y'all check out Pest Pro Services today for any and all your pest control needs, but in particular, this new wildlife control service they offer. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or just call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
A lot of people talk tough. Very few get tough things done. Attorney General Steve Marshall is a warrior for our state, a fighter for our conservative values.
We have fought the fights that had to be fought for the people of Alabama.
Steve stands shoulder to shoulder with President Trump, ready to fight to take our country back, root out corruption, and prosecute the deep state.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, you're doing a great job.
Steve puts Alabama first and delivers. As a conservative, Steve stands for freedom, safety, and the rule of law.
I have fought for law enforcement and stood with prosecutors and victims as we've addressed the failures that have caused our state to be less safe.
Steve is the senator our state needs and our president can count on. God, grit, Alabama strong. Steve Marshall gets it done.
I'm Steve Marshall, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Steve Marshall for Senate.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon, and we have some exciting news to share with you. We've been serving the state of Alabama for many, many years, and now we are able and ready to offer the same great mortgage financing in Georgia and Florida as well.
Our company may be Alabama Home Mortgage, but now we can finance your Georgia home mortgage and your Florida home mortgage too. We couldn't be more excited to extend our customer base to our neighboring states. For years, we have had customers call us in hopes we could assist them with purchasing their vacation cabin in North Georgia or their dream home in Florida. And now we can. For those of you who have family and friends that live in Florida and Georgia, be sure to tell them the good news.
Whether you are looking to purchase or refinance a home located in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, you owe it to yourself to give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time.
It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. In retail circles, it's the day that's been dubbed Cyber Monday. And based on what we've seen so far with holiday shopping, there are predictions it will be a record-setting day with sales in the billions.
Adobe Analytics estimates U.S. shoppers will spend $14 billion online today. That's 6% more than last year. Consumers already exceeded Adobe's forecasts by spending nearly $12 billion online on Black Friday and another $6 billion Thanksgiving Day. Deals on electronics and apparel are expected to peak today, but analysts say rising retail prices may contribute to any record sales figures that materialize. I'm Mike Hempen.
It was a lower open this morning for Wall Street as traders returned from the long Thanksgiving holiday weekend and following the market's latest winning streak last week. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the first day of December, the first day of meteorological winter. I think we're dry most of the day today with a high temperature up to about 57. Risk of showers later on after, let's say, 3. Then get ready for a soaker tonight with maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some places maybe more than that. Could be some leftover showers first thing in the morning tomorrow. Low tonight, 48. Then falling temperatures tomorrow and breezy with winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures falling to 43 by, let's say, sunset. A very cold one tomorrow night with the overnight low temperature down to about 27. Mid-50s Wednesday, upper 50s on Thursday, and then another soaker is shaping up for Friday night into early Saturday. Stand by. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio for this birthday edition of the show. Oh, no, I've got the wrong camera set up after we had to reset things. Well, Troy's here. We'll get him back set up in just a moment. But yeah, did you see that Trump continued to call Tim Walz, double down on calling Tim Walz in his post seriously retarded. And And there are a lot of folks like, there are a lot of people who find that really offensive. Like when people were calling each other that in third grade.
Retard.
Right. And who is actually referring to like people with a mental handicap?
They're not. They're just saying you're dumb.
Yeah. No, I always remember the classic Howard Stern moment where Norm Macdonald was going to be like, what are you, retarded? But instead he just goes, he's like, oh, I can't say it anymore. He goes, what do you got? Down syndrome? And it's like, Norm, that didn't make it better. That didn't make it better at all, Norm.
I do remember that.
But there is a reporter on Air Force One who asked Trump about his comments calling Walz, quote unquote, seriously retarded. And so let's listen in to the president. Is he going to take it back? Is he going to apologize? Is he going to be like, oh, you're right? All sorts of people are offended by that. Or, by the way, you know how it's not that offensive of the word?
Why?
The reporter actually says the word. It's a good
not
standard.
The R word, not the R word, but retarded.
Right. Let's listen in.
Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive word, retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
But you don't think
you have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with him. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into a state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
Yeah, that's my point.
I love it, man.
There's something wrong with that guy.
He was on business.
And would you say that Trump is very much in his element when he does these like lean through the frame of the door on Air Force One?
Well, we know that he has this modus operandi on the long flights where he will get up at 3. He's already up. He's already up.
Yes.
But he comes, okay, everybody, if you want to get a good story, get up right now out of the seats.
I love the image of like he's walking around Air Force One and he walks into the press room and he's just like, you namby-pambies, you're already asleep. I'm awake. I'm almost 80 years old. You can't even get through one flight.
If I were your editor, I'd fire all of you.
Now, somebody said this portion of the presser on Air Force One could be the next cold open for Saturday Night Live. Let's listen in.
Okay.
They asked about my MRI. MRIs are very...
Governor Walz asked you to release the MRI records.
Will you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz? You mean the incompetent Governor Walz? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
What was the role they
It's like my phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So if you want to hear about it or if you want to release it, you want to have it released?
Yes,
News Nation? Failing News Nation? News Nation is very lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Please. Can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain because I took a cognitive
God, he's so funny, man.
I got a perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing.
You too.
And you too. Wait,
Oh, my God.
look at that reporter's face.
Oh, my
Look.
God. I love
And
it.
you too.
She's like, they don't pay me enough for this job.
You wouldn't be able to pass it. And then you too, like kick to the ribs right there on the way out.
I love it, man.
Oh, and they're both like, oh God, why do we have these jobs?
It used to be prestigious to be on the
Oh my God. Yeah, he is
he doesn't mix words.
He does not pull back whatsoever.
I respect that.
He really doesn't. Coming up, we have the Poly Market founder declaring victory for prediction markets, saying it's the most accurate thing we have as mankind right now. Interesting interview there. Also, Doge confirms conspiracy theory no more, as we're seeing out of Minnesota, the illegal alien industry. It's bigger than just Somalis in Minnesota, folks.
I believe it.
And of course, we have a big interview. It's like occasionally Elon Musk does funny interviews, but this one was like a lot of just great questions. Like, what are your thoughts on philanthropy? Is college even necessary anymore, especially if you're a smart, talented person? Is Doge actually still working and saving money? And then he's asked about which of all your businesses that you do are you the most excited about? And that answer should excite everybody who's into the Elon world. And of course, he also goes into Bitcoin and how the world, because we're so saturated with digital and virtual stuff, the real luxury items are going to be in-person experiences. I think, and it's already, I'm starting to feel that way, that the most important stuff I'd pay money for, stuff I would travel for, is not digital. It's going to be in person, like actually getting my hands on these sorts of things. It's not going to be the tricks of digital dust that go on right now. And of course, there's also the excesses of all that digital dust. A man says he's going on a nationwide tour handing out machetes and booze to homeless people, and he's doing it for the clicks. So that's just straight up demonic.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to hit another break. Be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 Ps. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
Between wrapping, decorating, and searching for those elusive scissors, you're spending a lot of time crawling around on your floors. Be honest. How's it looking down there? If it's not great, give your floors a glow up before the relatives show up during Prattville Carpet's holiday sale. With tile, luxury vinyl plank, and carpet starting at just $1.39 a square foot. That's less than the batteries you'll burn through on Christmas morning.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Call us today for your free measurement. Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Deck your floors this holiday season. Shop PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Hi, this is Don Duncan with Don Duncan's All-American Automotive and Tire. Just want to say a big thank you to Blue Water Broadcasting. They've been a big partner in our success. And again, thank you guys so much for all you've done for us. If you need anything, come see us. Again, this is Don Duncan with All-American Auto and Tire.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio
there I
with
am.
me.
I'm back on.
How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. But here's Tim Walz trying to respond. Not,
right.
I guess when Trump called him retarded, he's like, well, I want to see the results of the MRI. And it's like, okay, all right.
Some of his videos are disturbing.
But this is on Meet the Press.
That's a great place.
And he, again, even in what should be friendly territory, he is like a deer in the headlights.
He struggles.
Which, by the way, I went up and visited on Wednesday night, and I was like, I'm going to go back and sleep in my own bed. It's only an hour.
Yeah.
And as I'm pulling out to the road that's right off where you turn into the driveway to the lake house, I'm like, man, I hope I don't hit a deer. And thank God I was going slow down that little road, ran right across the road. And then luckily on those back highways, there's
vigilant.
enough properties and stuff where it wasn't too much of a threat.
You have to be vigilant.
But deer in the headlights is a real thing when you you see those and you're like, dadgum, how many people's cars are just ripped up?
I think Alabama ranks consistently in one of the top 5 to 6 states for deer strikes.
Yeah. So here is Tim Walz, deer in the headlights Walz. And he's going to try to answer Krista Welker's question about the big scam
Yes.
Billions of dollars being sent out of the country.
Dozens of people of East African descent have been charged, convicted, and sentenced for stealing more than $1 billion.
I love that vague term, dozens.
Dozens.
You mean like 12? Or like a
just 2
baker's
dozen.
dozen? Or is it 2 dozen?
Or is it?
Are we getting like a promotion package from Krispy Kreme? We talking 4 or 5 dozen? What are we doing here?
4 score?
Dozens.
4 score.
Yeah, who uses score anymore, eh?
Taxpayer money from government programs during COVID. As you know, Governor, that is more than Minnesota spends each year to run its Department of Corrections. So
oh my God.
She's taking him to task.
I want to give you a chance to respond to this. Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can. But to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy.
No, it's apropos.
No, it's just also paying attention. And by the way, you have nothing to do with these charges, Governor. It should be your job to help put people in jail. When you're governor, you're technically the top cop,
You
right?
may be going to jail too.
But these were federal charges that were brought.
Yeah, this is a whole different ballgame.
So it's remarkable. And when we have all these criminals because we're just so good. Like we're just so generous and good and folksy. And by the way, Minnesota is
It's
this
socialist.
weird spot.
It's so Scandinavian because of its Scandinavian background. If you know anything about Minnesota, it is definitely a socialist kind of leaning state.
Their politics tend to be very liberal, but then personally, they tend to be very conservative.
They are very
people.
conservative, but they govern in a different way.
Like you can go do that freaky stuff, but I'll like a lot of them could fit right at home in Alabama.
Oh, yeah. No,
it's just like your politics, the way you vote, are nuts. But Walz continues to be, I think, one of Trump's favorite punching bags.
Well, he's pretty easy, isn't he?
Yeah, just
seen some of the videos where he's like in a bodysuit thing, like a nudie suit.
Oh,
I'm like,
I try not to see stuff like that.
It was scary.
I try not to even pay attention.
It made me very sick
to stuff like that. But I think Trump is in the right streamline. He's right in the pocket of how he's just feeling himself. They understand, though, that the economy is the thing they got to get roaring.
Without
and Besson's making a lot of promises about that going into the new year. But we'll see. Hopefully this holiday won't be too bonkers.
Did you know, just let's back up for a minute on what we just watched. You know what occurred to me? Maybe, I mean, she was taking him to task.
Yes.
And, you know why? They can't do that with Trump. So they got to pick on somebody now. It's sort of like, okay, you.
Right.
Are you going to take responsibility for this?
Right.
It's like they can't get Trump cornered, but we're going to get you, Walz.
You. Now, in a second, I want to double down on this. And actually, we might have enough time to play this clip. But Doge continues to find more and more. I think we got time to squeeze this in. This is Stuart Varney on Fox Business.
Fox to reveal what's really going on. Doge exposed our immigration asylum disaster. That was the tip of the iceberg. Now, here's the story. Doge has found that immigration gave a work authorization document to illegals just 5 months after they filed for asylum. That document allowed them to work while they waited to hear whether their asylum request had been accepted or denied. So they could work as an illegal, knowing it would take years before their case was heard. The Immigration Department mailed them a Social Security number. No interview, no proof of identity. Just put it in the mail. Here's your number. In 2021, Doge says 270,000 new aliens were issued Social Security numbers.
Wow.
590,000 in 2022.
Wow.
964,000 in 2023. And 2.1 million in 24, right before Biden left office.
Holy crap.
Look at those numbers. If it worked in 2021, let's double up. Okay, let's put more in there. Let's put more in there. And that's exactly what's
astounding.
It's scary.
Absolutely astounding.
Doge also discovered that 1.3 million aliens are now receiving Medicaid. Millions received driver's licenses. Some registered to vote, and Doge says some actually did vote. Try and square that against Democrat claims that Musk is destroying Social Security and cutting Medicaid. He's not destroying. He's weeding out people who don't qualify. Who is really guilty of misinformation in this case? It is not Elon Musk.
No, it's not. And by the way, Doge is still alive. We'll go to Elon, the man himself. about that. We've got about a minute left here. Also, I just want to pick your brain on, we now know the guy who shot the 2 National Guardsmen is a guy who came over from Afghanistan, and he had actually operated and worked with the CIA and others in Afghanistan.
He belonged to a company of ANA, which is the Afghan National Army. He was a infantryman for the Afghan National Army and worked in counter-terrorism operations. I used to train ANA guys, and this is a true story. When I heard it, I go, reminds me of the good old days. Yeah. I used to lead guys on patrol and train them. The incident of friendly fire, and for those of you that are listening, I'm doing a quotation marks in the air, fratricide they call, against American advisors by those guys that night was exponentially higher than any other.
Let's just say you wouldn't want to be an American.
You don't want to
advisor.
be that. Yeah, and I did that for 4 months, and I held my breath every night. But the thing is, that right there, they were the guys that he represented were the guys I was training. They were on American payroll. They were on Afghan payroll. They had an Afghan issued weapon and usually American weapon and a uniform. But at night, they became Taliban, and they played both sides of the fence. So that's what it is.
Yeah, and it wouldn't shock me, Christy Nome saying he became more radicalized after he gets into the United States. It wouldn't shock me that if you take somebody out of Afghanistan, even if you worked with Americans, you drop them in American society, they're going to feel like an alien.
Listen, Joey, I've said this ad nauseum, and one of the Sirahs says, it is okay to lie to the infidel. You misrepresent yourself with good intentions to the infidel so that when he turns his back, you may slice his throat from behind. That's what you're up against.
Just taking pot shots that has killed one. I know one is fighting for his life still in critical condition.
Yeah.
Just a
jumped out of a bush. It was terrible ambush too.
Yeah.
It was right just point blank.
Anyway, on that somber note, second hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, en route to Moscow for talks with Vladimir Putin this week on a U.S.-backed plan to end the war in Ukraine. The trip follows weekend negotiations in Florida with Ukrainian officials. Cyber Monday on track to set a new record with U.S. shoppers expected to spend $14.2 billion online. That would be up more than 6% compared to last year. Electronics and apparel lead the deals with discounts averaging 30%. Analysts say the surge caps a 5-day shopping stretch that began on Thanksgiving and includes Black Friday, which already posted strong gains. Also at SRNews.com, police in Stockton, California say 4 people are dead, including 3 children after gunfire erupted at a child's birthday party Saturday night. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is up by 179 points. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
Let's jump right back in, folks, and talk to Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. We were just talking about Thanksgiving, eating too much. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm a few pounds heavier. Had a great Thanksgiving down in Dothan with the in-laws and ate a bunch of turkey and stuffing, and I am now like a stuffed turkey myself.
Yeah, I think my Aunt Karen went and just cleaned out Costco. So it was like every snack or dessert you could ever imagine, along with all the Thanksgiving food up at the lake house. So it was a good fattening time of the year, most fattening time of the year. Let's just jump right into kind of what you're paying attention to in terms of the economy. What's important for folks to think about?
Yeah, so last week you and I talked about the strength of the consumer and how we like to look at the metrics for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Obviously, those data points haven't come in yet for Cyber Monday, but from everything I'm seeing in the news and through our research, the consumer is very strong right now. Now, the question is the consumer consuming on credit? And if they are, what is the strength of the credit markets right now? A lot of professionals are arguing that, hey, the consumer's strong, but only because they're borrowing to consume. And if that's the case, eventually the buck stops and, we have some type of, come to Jesus. But aside from that, the consumer seems strong. So, markets are still okay. We do have a Fed announcement coming up December 9th or 10th. Everyone is expecting a rate cut, except for, last week when, the Fed chair out of New York, or the president, came out and, saying, hey, we need a rate cut. And Jerome basically told him, be quiet, little boy. So there's a little bit of dissent amongst, the local governors and then Fed Chair Powell. But I do believe we get a rate cut. The futures on those have been all over the place. There's a 90% likelihood, and then that dropped down to a 20% likelihood. Now it's back up to about an 80% likelihood that we get a rate cut. So I'm pretty sure we'll get the rate cut. And the reason I think that is looking at the precious metals market and commodity market, they are still moving upwards. We've got gold, silver, platinum, copper, all through the roof. I think the market is pricing in inflation, which is why Jerome is being a bit hesitant, but labor market being weak, I still think the argument for the rate cut is valid and it happens. So that's really what we're watching right now. And I think between now and year end, the markets are going to whipsaw back and forth a little bit. We've dropped as much as 3 points or 3% in the major indices, Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, and then we've recovered almost all of it just in the last 2 weeks. So it's a time of volatility, and I think this will stay this way probably until second quarter of next year.
Now, I also have to ask you about what's going on with Bitcoin down a good bit today, 7% today, some massive drop you can see on the trading markets, on the exchanges. To me, I kind of love these theories that it's a little bit of an institutional war of, new folks rising up with their Bitcoin treasury strategies, and then more older players, traditional banking players trying to get in on this, as well as the government. It might be quietly making moves. My advice, without getting technical, is I just generally tell folks, don't try to swim with the whales on day to day with this sort of stuff. But what do you make of these massive price swings? I know the volatility is baked in, but this is it's interesting to watch it all play out at the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Bitcoin is on a roller coaster ride downwards right now. I think they're down like 45% off their high. Normally, I'm looking for a 60% dip in Bitcoin before we get a bounce off of the bottom. So we are trying to find the bottom there. And it's baked into a lot of these tech names out there too. MicroStrategy, for one, is heavily tied to Bitcoin. It's been getting hammered. It's kind of a leverage product where Bitcoin goes down, say 2%, they'll be down 4%. And you've seen it. They've gotten hammered. My gut tells me that, Bitcoin, particularly Ethereum, those are around to stay. There is this stablecoin concept that I think has a big day in Congress, maybe in January or February. That's going to shake things up. And I'm not going to sit here and explain stablecoin to people. I don't know it extremely well, but I know that it's something that banks, I believe, don't want to happen because it kind of cuts out a banker as a middleman for currency exchange, particularly in third world countries. And so I think we're all looking in the crypto space towards this, congressional approval of a foundation for stablecoin in Q1 of next year. And if that happens, I think it just furthers the infrastructure of the cryptocurrency market, making it more viable long-term. I already said I think it's here to stay, but I think with more infrastructure and regulation in place, you could see Bitcoin continue to recover. So I don't really advise on Bitcoin, but you have pointed out, something very easy for anybody to see. It's down big right now, and a lot of times, those that play in that space use this as a buying opportunity.
Yeah, and also all the theories online of what's going on in terms of policy, government policy and whatnot. And your point about the traditional banks being the traditional intermediaries is, I think, spot on here. It's a fascinating, say, quiet money war going on, folks. But let's go back to Invista Advisors. Let's tell folks about the firm. Tell folks about what y'all can do for them.
Yeah, at Invista Advisors, we're a registered investment advisory, led by Brant McDonald, our senior portfolio manager. He's been doing this for over 30 years. I've had the benefit of learning under him, but we take anything in the world of finance, whether it be setting up for retirement, putting kids through college, finding a proper insurance policy for you, buying or selling a business, anything in the world of finance that you need a professional's insight into, come see us. And if we aren't qualified to do it ourselves, I guarantee you we have a network of people that we can put you in touch with. So we'd love to have you give us a call and see what we can do for you.
Folks, just call them up at 387-0094. And again, when you call them at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin Marenko on the radio, Joey Clark. Do want to see what y'all can do for me. Appreciate it, Austin, as always.
Yeah, you enjoy. Have a good day. See you, Joey.
Yeah. Again, that's Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial. Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the first day of December, the first day of meteorological winter. I think we're dry most of the day today with a high temperature up to about 57. Risk of showers later on after, let's say, 3. Then get ready for a soaker tonight with maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some places maybe more than that. Could be some leftover showers first thing in the morning tomorrow. Low tonight, 48. Then falling temperatures tomorrow and breezy with winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures falling to 43 by, let's say, sunset. A very cold one tomorrow night with the overnight low temperature down to about 27. Mid-50s Wednesday, upper 50s on Thursday. And then another soaker is shaping up for Friday night into early Saturday. Stand by. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. MPD continues to investigate after a man walked into a Montgomery church and robbed multiple people at gunpoint. The incident happened on the night of November 20th at the church at Eastern Oaks on Wares Ferry Road. Cameras recorded the still unidentified man committing multiple robberies of church members. Renovations at the Montgomery Humane Society are on schedule and nearly complete. New flooring, doors, and windows, as well as a new dog run and puppy cages are finished. All of the animals will move back into their normal spaces soon. The building hadn't been renovated since the Humane Society moved in almost 30 years ago. Montgomery officials are seeking funds to make it easier to get onto Maxwell Boulevard from I-65. The county commission has begun a study of the interchange and requested $5 million in state funding to help create easier access. Currently, it takes 3 left turns to get onto Maxwell Boulevard from the southbound lanes of I-65. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
I bought your Christmas present, and it's custom so you can't return it.
What is it? Where'd you get it?
Delta Printing. I ordered monogrammed wine glasses for my sister, photo ornaments for Grandma's tree. I also got Mom custom table linens and printed your face on golf balls for your brother.
Delta can do all that? I thought they were just business printing and signs.
Nope. Delta Printing and Sign can do it all.
Delta Printing and Sign. Your one stop for Christmas cards, custom gifts, business cards, and more. Visit LetDeltaDoIt.com or call 271-COPY.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio. And on the phone, he's been very patient. Let's talk to Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing fairly well. How about yourself?
All right.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was curious which one this was. Last time I saw you, I met you. Actually, first time I met you, you were like looked like a 15-year-old, long-haired goth emo kid. So I'm curious how long it's been.
I'm 37 now.
37. Okay.
So probably
Well,
like
you're
a
more like 37.
like a decade.
A decade.
Pardon me?
Sorry, JFK got my tongue. It's probably been like a decade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you had to be at least in your 20s, but you just looked really young. Which I never had that experience. I always looked old, so
You look like a
I always
baby.
kind of envy
That's what a
people
peachy.
who look young.
No, if I shaved my hair, yeah,
Yeah,
that looks like an ugly Polish baby.
Oh, they think the beard is what makes you look older now?
Oh, yeah, no, I would shock people. I think I shaved it off.
He's got a baby
Oh,
face.
okay. Oh, by the way, I'm having trouble hearing Troy.
I'm being quiet back here. I'm laughing what you're saying, David, because my wife, because he's got a baby face. I just want to pinch his cheeks sometimes. So yeah, you're spot on.
So anyhow, I've been enjoying the show and just wanted to call in and wish you a happy birthday.
That's nice.
Thank you, Dave.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Dave.
Yeah, today is my birthday.
Say it's your birthday. Gonna have a good
And
time.
everybody's like, it's 70 years after Rosa Parks. I'm like, yeah, but it's my birthday.
So my dad used to sing this every birthday to me. God bless him, he's gone. But he'd say, and he'd go, and at the end of happy birthday, and all that, and he'd go, and he goes, you look like a monkey and you smell like one too.
Oh, I've
you
heard
must
that
have escaped from the Cincinnati Zoo. I'd go, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, with a little Ohio flavor.
Just a little local flavor. That's right.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey.
Hey.
Hey, it's Woody.
Hey, Woody.
Woody.
I just want to wish you a happy birthday, bro.
Oh, thank you,
Look
Woody.
at that.
Appreciate
Look
that.
at that. Rolling in.
You do have a little baby face.
He does have a
don't you,
baby face. He just want to pinch him. Pinch him.
Thank you, Robin, for putting that out there. And happy birthday to you too, Robin.
Have a good day, bro.
Appreciate
All right,
it,
brother.
Yeah, are we just gonna get a bunch of birthday?
That's great.
Hey,
man.
who's this? You're on there.
Hey, this is the master.
Hey, Master Thespian.
Hey, Master Thespian.
How are you? Hang on, I've got the radio going in the background.
All right.
Dad, gummit, Cush. Hang on. I did not expect you to pick up so quickly. Oh my goodness, this must be a quality group that you're, a quality organization y'all have. In honor of your birthday today, sir, a birthday song.
Okay.
All right.
Happy birthday to you.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joey Clark. Happy birthday to you.
And that's why he's the Master Thespian.
That
right
was
there.
remarkable.
outstanding.
Thank you, sir.
That's it. I'll see you tomorrow, dude. But I'm excited, man. You made it to another birthday. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I hope you sang that in a crowded place just so folks could hear those pipes along with me.
Well, no, but I'm in Santa Claus mode now, so
All
my
right.
hair and beard is bleached white. So
All right.
I gave the
Love it.
people a real treat when I walked in to get my Whataburger today. That was Santa!
Well, thank you, sir, and look forward to seeing you this week.
That's great.
Check it out. Bye.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is East.
Hey, East.
Hey, East.
Hey, look, I got a question just to deviate from the birthday greetings a little bit. I thought we were supposed to be boycotting capitalism, and what I'm hearing is that the numbers are huge.
Boycotting capitalism?
Regarding what?
Yeah, you didn't hear all of that, the claptrap, Rosie O'Donnell and different people like that are saying, let's stay away from the stores, stay away from work.
Oh,
don't order anything online.
No.
Nobody
listens to the Hollywood and all those.
No, especially the people. Nobody listens to those yammering bitches. I mean, women. Nobody listens to them.
Dogs in heat.
Well, I was just curious because it sounds to me like that thing has laid a big egg.
Yeah,
It sure looks like
yeah.
it.
No, people are like, wait, they told us not to buy stuff. Anyway, let's go buy a bunch of stuff and enjoy ourselves for the holidays.
Yeah, and happy birthday, Joey.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, sir.
They keep coming, man.
Yeah, man, the more birthdays you have, the longer you live. That's why
Yeah.
birthdays are good for you.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, my grandfather keeps telling me, don't
Love
get
it.
old, Joe. And I'm like,
Listen
I hadn't
to
figured
East.
that out yet, Pa.
He's just got the secret to long life.
No, man, embrace it. Bring the fire into your bosom. It's no problem. All right. You guys have a great day.
You too, brother.
Appreciate you, East. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Rolling in.
Hey, Joey, this is Babs.
Oh,
Babs.
Babs.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
I
thank
cannot believe that I've been listening to you this long.
Back when you
I've
were a
been
little baby.
listening since Dan Mars days.
Oh my goodness! Back when you were a little baby,
Oh,
and you had
I can
long,
find-
you want to peach your
I can
face.
show you
I
old
know. I
photos.
believe you. I believe it.
Did you say that was a decade?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it got to
I've-
be.
Well, heck,
Wow.
I've been here 14 years.
So it's been a while.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought it was longer than that. You were just a baby back in the
He
day.
was a baby.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, I wish you all the best
Oh,
forever and ever. And I love what he said. The more birthdays you have, the longer you live.
amen.
Bud.
Amen.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Thank you.
that's
Thanks,
sweet.
Love you,
Joey.
Babs.
You're welcome, Babs. We love you.
272-9228. You can call in to wish me happy birthday, or you can do
Just tell me how great
whatever
I am.
you like. Yeah, this is from not too many years ago. It was back when we were
Let's see.
still
Let's take a
up stairs, clean shaven, Joey.
Look, with your Captain America shirt on,
Yeah.
you're looking like that's a good picture of you.
It's all right.
I think you look very. You look
Yeah.
like you look like a young Tucker Carlson protege there with your hair over like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Whose dog is that?
That's Rich Thomas's
That's
dog.
Rich.
That's Chase.
That's little
yeah.
Chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
So-
are good picks. Yeah. Well, I like you with long hair too.
Yeah, I like the long hair better too, and the beard.
Just don't wear a man bun, whatever you do.
Oh, only when
Please.
I'm by myself.
No, well, you can do that if you want to do it by yourself, but I think you need to maybe wear pigtails or something like that.
No, man.
I'm checking, bro.
I'm putting a handle on my head. 272-9228. I was saying to you off air, Rand Paul was right.
Yes, he was.
He's not a team player. And we get it. Him and Massey,
he's
they're
a lone wolf.
they're right about a lot of stuff,
They
though.
are. They are.
I kind of like it when they're not quite team players. This is just a short clip, and it's Rand reiterating what he said all the way back when Biden, the catastrophe of pulling out of Afghanistan. Now, Paul and me and Trump, like people were like, okay, now it is time to get out.
Absolutely.
But the way they went
It
about
was
it,
a disaster.
insane.
I
And
don't want to talk about it. That's so sickening.
it is. And then on top of that, the rush job of bringing in all sorts of folks, Afghan nationals, because they worked with us and they earned it or something to that effect.
Listen, we did this in Iraq. We did it in Afghanistan. It was kind of a new policy that we didn't, because the truth of the matter is when you leave behind your sources, they usually get killed.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, and I've said this before, friendly fire is not friendly. Okay. It's deadly. And the incidents between these peoples and our troops that they were working with was pretty high. So there's a propensity in them to commit bad acts against America.
And here's Rand Paul reiterating what he did all those years ago when this first started.
I've been of the opinion that those who are pro-Western, who speak English, who are good potential leaders for Afghanistan should stay and fight. If they all leave, I think there won't be anybody left to
That's
sort
what
of
the
try to
problem
make
is.
a country of it. So I think it's been a mistake to try to evacuate all the people.
He's right.
He's absolutely right.
He
And
was
that's
right then,
the
he's right
problem
now.
in Afghanistan is that there was a brain drain after the Soviet invasion. Everybody that had good abilities left, and you're left with the ash and the trash.
Now, I want to shift gears to college.
Oh, yes.
Now, I saw a little thing where it was like a it was a Turning Point USA,
Yeah.
Oklahoma chapter, I believe.
Okay.
And it was essay prompt and then an essay by an undergraduate, a woman.
Okay.
And the prompt was about a research article of like, we tested 100 plus people. Does teasing, if you aren't gender typical, actually lead to, it's like, you need to do a study for that?
Jeez.
You need to do a study for that? Really?
They did it with monkeys first.
My goodness. But then also the response essay, like her heart's in the right place, but she just was like quoting the Bible back to it. The teacher, who's transgender, gave her a 0 and said that she was a bit hateful and certain things, calling certain things demonic. And my response to that is most undergraduate classes, teachers and students, retarded.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And like, you mean well, but I remember going through this stuff going, this is nonsense. This is a waste of time and money.
When I got my master's, I was going to do my PhD and finish, but I was coaching at the time. So I took a head job at a junior college. But my point is, I found something very, very troubling that in academics, when you get to that level, a lot of those people are social misfits. They can't really fit in anywhere else. So they go into education, into higher education. And Joey, I think people would be shocked if they knew how poor some of the instruction is out of the instruction.
Also, you look at the faculties of education. So these are the people that become the educators about education.
That's right.
And, we have these things called standardized tests for graduate school. Would you think that like the smartest people who score on those tests or the dumbest people go into the faculties of education?
The lower rung, because the ones that are bright will be making a lot more money doing something else.
Yeah, they're going into all sorts of different fields. And you know what? I love my time at Auburn. Auburn's still a beautiful place.
It's a wonderful place.
But, and I've said this before, do not go to Auburn for liberal arts. Go to Auburn if you want to be a nurse. Go to Auburn if you want to be an aerospace engineer.
It's not a liberal arts school. It's a land grant college.
The architecture school, the industrial design school, the forestry school, all that stuff is amazing. Like there are a lot of hard sciences and applied sciences there at Auburn that are amazing. But having gone through poli-sci and experienced the liberal arts, it's just as bad as anywhere else. And again, it is kind of a waste of your time and money. Would you guess, though, I'm not alone in that anymore. More than 6 in 10 registered voters say a 4-year college degree is not worth the cost.
Wow.
This is according to a new NBC News poll. Just 33% say a 4-year degree is worth it, a drop of 20 points since June of 2013. Meanwhile, the share who say a college degree is no longer a good value has surged to 63%, a 23-point jump over the last 12 years. The 20-point slide over the past 12 years, from 53% in 2013 to just 33% today, saying a degree is worth the cost, shows up across nearly every demographic group. But the shift is most dramatic among Republicans, according to the poll results. That's not shocking. A decade ago, Republicans were fairly positive about higher education. 55% said a 4-year degree was worth it, and 38% disagreed. In the latest poll, that picture is reversed. Only 22% of Republicans now see a degree as worthwhile, while 74% say it no longer is. Overall, the majority surveyed say they agree that college is, quote, not worth the cost because people often graduate without specific job skills and with a large amount of debt to pay off. That's correct. The shift in attitudes can be attributed to the cost of college. Adjusted for inflation, College Board data shows the average in-state tuition at public 4-year colleges has doubled since 1995, while tuition at private 4-year institutions has climbed 75% over the same period. Talk about inflation.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I believe it's Jeff Deist, who's over there in Auburn, still living there, and pointed out to me, he's like, Joey, when's the last time you stopped by Auburn compared to when I graduated in 2011?
It's crazy.
Over a decade ago. Sorry, JFK, got my tongue again. But what you see is inflation in those institutions. It's why you see new building after new building after new building after new
apartments, everything. It's just
all of it.
Crazy.
And it shows like, okay, where's all well, it's something that's not about the education at this point. And it's one thing
it's a business. It's a business.
To go for the experience, I think that's a very costly experience. But some people drop out, or sometimes people end up with a degree that's not worth it a whole lot in the labor market. And sometimes people pay way too much for a degree relative to the value of what the credential is. And I like the idea that colleges there should be clawback provisions against colleges that if they lead a kid down a certain road,
primrose path,
and you have no marketable skills whatsoever after spending tens of thousands of
they
dollars.
need to forgive some of that debt.
Yeah, like it's absolutely, and this only got worse, by the way, this time period when the federal government just took over all that.
Right.
And I know people that have big old loans still.
My
and
son
it
does.
sucks.
My son does, yeah.
And so this big interview came out with Elon Musk. And Musk was asked, is college even necessary anymore? Especially for like first principle thinkers, out of the box thinkers, folks that want to do things and work hard and succeed. Well, let's listen into what Mr. Musk had to say.
Do you think kids should go to college anymore?
Well, I mean, I think if you want to go to college for social reasons, I think, which is a reason to go, to be around people your own age, in a learning environment. Will these skills be necessary in the future? Probably not, because we're going to be in like a post-work society. But I think if something's of interest, it's fine to go and study that. To study the sciences, the arts and sciences.
Is college a bit too generalized and not specific from that lens?
No,
by the way, look at that guy. Is that like, look at him. Is that like the Indian George Clooney?
He's Pajit. He says, I have to make the poo-poo.
The G.I. Joe thing?
G.I. Joe, I have to make the poo-poo. Pajit, stop.
I actually think it's good to take a wide range of courses at college if you're going to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to go to college, but I think if you do, you just try to learn as much as possible across a wide range of subjects. But like I said, the AI and robotics is a supersonic tsunami. So
supersonic tsunami.
This is really going to be the most radical change that we've ever seen.
And by the way, this interview, I've got more clips from it. Fantastic. Like the questions are great, and Elon is relaxed in the situation.
I like when he's like that, where he's not frenetic and all over, and he's just calm, and he's talking about his visions of stuff, and he's so smart.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, sir.
Hey.
You know, I wish we would go more to the European modeling colleges, to where it would be basically, if you're going for a professional degree, it's a 3-year school, and you throw out all the garbage general ed crap that you have to waste time and dollars on, and just strictly stick to the, the area of your study and get the heck out of there and start being productive.
Here. No, and I'll admit fully that's what turned me off. I thought I was ready and in a position to curate. Oh, here's what I want to study. It's like, nope, you got to take all this general crap for like a year and a half. And it's disheartening. And then even when you get into your subject matter you want to study, there's all sorts of gatekeeping, and no, you got to have this before. And it's like, okay, it's what even is this at this point?
Yeah, and you know that probably a quarter of the classes, at least a quarter of the classes, gen ed classes that you take, you will never use any of that garbage in your professional career whatsoever.
Right.
And, and now so many of degrees have gone from 4 to 5 years. And so it just constantly keeps draining you, and you get out of college and you have all this debt over your head. And if you're fortunate, you maybe have a degree that will possibly within maybe 5 to 10 years, you'll be able to pay your debt off and be productive at that point. But those are few and far in between anymore.
And by the way, freshman year, I got a C in my speech class because I didn't do the freaking outline. You can't just talk in speech class. You got to write. Goodness gracious.
Of all the things that you got gigged on writing.
Yeah, so retarded.
Take care.
Thank you, David. 272-9228. And then in other news, the AP is bemoaning a lost generation of news consumers. Survey shows how teenagers dislike the news media. Thank God there's hope. There is hope. These kids are wise to it.
May you, though, think of it this way. You and I have talked about this ad nauseum. The generation under us, your generation coming after you, they got vapor lock. They don't believe anything.
Yep.
It's weird. And that's important what you just read in a good way, but it's also a harbinger of people disengaged. And now what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So,
Kat Murphy, a college student, has wanted to be a journalist since she was 11. Many of her friends don't understand why. When they engage with the news, if they do at all, they hear a cacophony. Nice use of cacophony.
I love cacophony.
Of voices. They don't know who to believe. Reporters are biased. They make mistakes. Besides, why would you hitch your future to a dying industry? There's a lot of commentary. Oh, good for you. Look what you're walking into. You're going to be screaming into the void. You're going to be useless, said Murphy, a 21-year-old graduate student at the University of Maryland's journalism school. She's undeterred, and it's also why she's not surprised by the findings of a study this fall that documented negative attitudes towards the news media among 13 to 18-year-old Americans. The press rarely fares well in surveys of adults, but it's sobering to see the same disdain among people whose opinions about the world are still forming. Asked by the News Literacy Project for one word to describe today's news media, 84% of teens responded with something negative, like biased, crazy, boring, fake, bad, depressing, confusing, scary. Yeah. About half of the teen survey believe journalists give advertisers special treatment, make up details such as quotes, or pay or do favors for sources always or almost always or often. And about 6 in 10 say journalists regularly take photos and videos out of context. I think this is all true.
It is.
So when folks say you're a journalist, I'm like, oh my God, why do you hate me so much? Don't give me that label. I am a jackass. I am a commentator. I have opinions. Like, that's about it. I rarely ever do any like actual looking into the journalism stuff. So like, anyway, like you're starting to see more and more of a trend that all these institutions that were so prestigious
stodgy and yes,
are now making fools of themselves. And I got to hit a break, but there's a story I also have here of grade inflation. You know what that is?
Yes, I've heard the term. Yeah.
At prestigious colleges, so I'm guessing Ivy League or like Stanford or something.
The expectation of a higher grade because you've paid to go there.
It's worse at the most useless subjects, which makes a lot of sense. If this is useless, if there's no point to this,
right,
then possibly the grade doesn't matter at all. So like the kid didn't really write that great of an essay on and nude interpretive dance and the sapphic tendency.
Sure.
But does it give him an A anyway? He tried.
For those of you out there, what he's talking about is that in the fine arts, there is probably the dance analysis, and then of course lesbian tendencies being the island of Sapphos. So
yes,
just
right.
see, I'm just trying to keep our readers engaged.
Yeah, sometimes I talk in cursive, but it's my birthday. I can say what I want.
You know what's scary though, Joey, about the grade inflation?
Yeah.
Most of them are turned away. GREs, SATs, ACTs. Now you just get in.
Yeah.
So can you really even use a grade as a meaningful meritocracy measuring stick? I don't think so in a lot of cases.
We'll get into what some of these subjects are and where the grade inflation is worse after the break. First, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you out. Whether you're looking to buy a home, it could be as you're watching interest rates and what the economy's doing. It's a great buyer's market right now.
Yes, it is.
You are actually interested and at least want to start the conversation with Alabama Home Mortgage, or it could be you're looking to refinance to get credit card debt off your back or any sort of debt you want to restructure. Could be you want to bring down monthly overhead costs, especially if you're in or close to retirement. Could be you want to just reinvest in your property yourself or go on some big vacation you always dreamed of. It's money you built up in your home. You can use it for whatever goals you desire, and they can help you meet those goals there at Alabama Home Mortgage.
What about veterans, though, Joey?
Oh, they specialize in helping veterans.
Thought so.
There are a lot of veterans, as you know, still walk around thinking, I don't qualify or already used it.
I just get one.
No. Y'all are leaving money on the table. Call up Alabama Home Mortgage to learn how you can get a much better deal on your current home or at a home you're looking to purchase. Just check them out today. You can always call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies like Kim and Madeline. Prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu. reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Hello there, this is Dr. Sam, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Frequency sells. The more ads you can get on the air, the better the chance it'll make an impact. Radio allows advertisers an inexpensive way to get their voice heard over and over again. Contact me, Dr. Sam, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. At Clark, they always offer 60 months free financing on Bryant, their highest SEER-rated system. But for a short time, they're offering 0% for 60 months on all brands. For all of your heating, air, and plumbing needs, better call Clark. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the first day of December, the first day of meteorological winter. I think we're dry most of the day today with a high temperature up to about 57. Risk of showers later on after, let's say, 3. Then get ready for a soaker tonight with maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some places maybe more than that. Could be some leftover showers first thing in the morning tomorrow. Low tonight, 48. Then falling temperatures tomorrow and breezy with winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures falling to 43 by, let's say, sunset. A very cold one tomorrow night with the overnight low temperature down to about 27. Mid-50s Wednesday, upper 50s on Thursday, and then another soaker is shaping up for Friday night into early Saturday. Stand by. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. Now, I'm looking at a piece here by a gentleman named Daniel Greenfield from Front Page Magazine. Okay. And grade inflation is worse at the most useless subjects. In this week's article, Easy A's for Ivy League Idiots, I discussed the insane level of grade inflation at prestigious colleges. In 2005, a quarter of Harvard students received A's. Wow, only a quarter in 2005.
Wow.
In 2025, it's over 60%.
Wow. Massive switch.
At Yale, A's went from 67% of grades in 2010 to 78% of grades in 2023.
1 out of 8.
But not all grades are created equal. At the University of California, Berkeley, 77% of grades in 2020 were A's. While that number fell down to 64% in 2022, the more woke and worthless the subject, the worse its grades were inflated. Journalism hit 95% of A's in 2022. And if you were under the mistaken impression that, quote unquote, environmental design was a serious field, both it and Black Studies offered 78% A's. However, math offered only 42% A's and physics only managed 41%. And by the way, as a guy who went through liberal arts stuff, no, the true hard sciences are math and physics.
Oh, sure they are.
That's where your most brilliant people, for the most part, are going to end up.
Inorganic and organic chemistry. That's what separates the wheat from the chaff.
And it's unforgiving. You either have the chops or you don't. You can kind of fudge and BS your way all around a lot of the humanities. But even like it used to be, the humanities were hardcore. Like the classics departments were, no, you're going to read, write, and speak in Greek and in Latin.
Yeah. Yes. Those have always traditionally been the bulwark of Western education. So
as a result, UC Berkeley students majoring in applied mathematics, chemical engineering, physics had GPAs in the 3.4 range, while the highest GPAs went to students majoring in art, conservation, and what are you majoring in? I'm majoring in society.
Sociology.
Wow. So your biggest grade inflation over, say, a decade, however it's said, journalism up 46 points. 95% of people in journalism at the, say, top Ivy League or, top schools get A's. Wow. Demography up 45 points. Energy and resources up 38 points. Southeast Asian, I don't even know what that means, up 33 points. Philosophy up 32 points. That must mean they're dumbing down what philosophy can be. Military affairs went up 29 points. Holy crap. Are they just handing out A's to everybody who signs up? It looks like it. It says 99% of folks that go into military affairs end up with an A.
Wow.
That's not good.
Some of the classes, though, are not very challenging in military affairs, what we were just talking about at the break.
And that's something, by the way, that Hegseth is trying to change. Yes. It's not just about appearance and physical standards.
It's about knowledge of your subject matter expertise.
But things like public policy, international area studies, city and regional planning, like all these you're seeing 24, if not more point, like up of people receiving
What
A's.
about business? Did they show anything on business administration or business?
It's not in the top
economics
here.
Or anything. I'm just curious.
It's not in the top here.
Okay.
But it's kind of remarkable how even in departments where you should be able to learn something really difficult, you're starting to see the standards lowered and lowered and lowered. That or everybody's all of a sudden getting real smart. And if you look at the world, I don't know if that's
not true.
The case. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Urbanite.
What's up?
Urbanite.
I cannot let you bash education when it's really the educators that need to be bashed.
Okay.
When I was in NATO, I was friends with a lot of the foreign officers, and we talked about universities and stuff. And one of the things you got to remember, those countries are like 1,000 to 2,000 years old. You can't teach history in those places because of all the crap they've been through and the turmoil they've been. They've been through like bloody revolutions and stuff.
Sure.
So they avoid. There's a lot of avoidance in Europe. There was a guy I think commented about not taking the basics and stuff. It's not that they don't take the stuff; it's they avoid the stuff because they don't want to bring up what your granddaddy did 500 years ago.
Right.
I mean, they should have tribal issues and stuff. You know.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We talk about, for instance, I know a kid who went to Harvard who was ironically a social. What do you call it? Social science.
Sociology, sociologist.
You know the difference between a Harvard-educated sociologist and an Auburn-educated sociologist?
$40,000 a year.
Yeah, one teaches you one school teaches you how to get the grant.
That's right.
Raise the money for the grant, how to write the grant, and the other one tells you the grant exists. Guess what school is which?
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's really about what they're teaching the kids. Even the most mundane even the most mundane major, if you really studied that major, you would be an expert out of college if you did it right, like at the graduate level.
Sure.
In other words, I think everybody should come in at the graduate level.
I agree with you. That's my experience. And
if you have a knack for the subject, and you know this, Joey, if a person have a knack for a subject, they will create and develop and expand that subject. But I think everybody should come in at a master's level.
Well, and I mean, I'll admit my GPA at Auburn is miserable because I didn't go to most classes.
That's another thing. Don't you think, if I know nobody wants to hear this because I was a big fan of not going to class, but don't you think it's better if they start rating that kind of stuff, your attendance and stuff?
Sure, they used to. They used to.
Especially now with biometrics, you could actually tell if a person's physically in the classroom or not.
Yes.
Yeah. No, and you must have missed it earlier when I was pointing out that, to get into the graduate level, you have to take all these standardized tests. Sure. And it wouldn't be shocking that the people that go into the faculties of education, like who we're going to teach on how to teach, they have some of the lowest, say, standardized tests for graduate school.
Absolutely.
Lowest scores.
Well,
So
that's the college's fault. Wait a minute, whoa, the college should be out trying to recruit the smarty.
I know, but that's just not how the game works. It's become more I scratch your back, you scratch mine sort of thing.
I have a cousin who's a big marketing person, and their college went after her. They actually came back and recruited her. After her actually getting the job in her field, they came back to her after she would take a few classes, to teach a few classes.
Yeah.
You know,
I really think it's about the universities themselves and the little inbredness that's going on. It just needs to be weeded out. It's not our system's still the best in the world. Our college kids are still the best free thinkers in the world. Because that's the thing. Most people think these Asian kids are so great, but most of them couldn't think their way out of a paper bag if it was an actual complex problem.
Right.
That hadn't appeared in a book that they hadn't studied.
So to answer your question, go back to what Urbanite said about attendance and why that's important. The reason that all faltered and they stopped doing it is because of distance learning and the ability to take online classes. And people really, it stopped people. When I taught a class over at Troy, we didn't meet. I kept office hours, but we didn't meet. So they came and went out of the video, out of the Zoom class.
Oh, yeah.
And that just changed the dynamic.
Well, and then also, how many of these people that work at the university level, are you really that good, or is it a patronage gig?
That's what a lot of it
You know what I mean? Like you get the gig because you say the right things, not because you're actually insightful or talented at your particular subject. There are, of course, always certain people that are very talented and insightful, but you can find those people in all walks of life. You don't have to go to a university to find them. Well, anyway, I appreciate the call.
Thanks, Urbanite.
272-9228 if you want to jump in on the conversation. And the top story there at 1819 News for the time being is University of Alabama Law School promotes left-wing professor's book attacking Trump as the current menace and threat to democracy. And I mean, even in deep red Alabama, your big state schools are going to be bastions of the libs.
I don't see Auburn doing anything like that.
Oh, come on.
I don't think so.
I've been through it. No, they
definitely.
I'm joking. Come on, man.
Well, listen. So you know what I say about Auburn, and I mean this. And this is the biggest compliment I can give your school.
Yeah.
You could take it and move it into the Midwest, and it would fit in perfectly with the Big Ten because it's got agriculture, engineering, it's got medicine. You got the doctor of osteopathic medicine there now, which is a big deal. And you got and they're ag engineering / land. They're a land grant college. For those of you who don't know what a land grant college is, there's only a few of them in each state, and they were usually granted by the government to set that up. And that's what Auburn represents. So I just always say that. I tell my Auburn friends, you'd fit right in with the grant gang up there.
This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and his great team are ready to help you with that roof. Any and all concerns you might have with that roof above your head in your home. And of course, folks might have been procrastinating. You haven't had it checked, inspected in a while. That's a mistake. It's a big mistake. It could be you don't have any major problems. Maybe you're fine. But you don't know. So just for peace of mind, call them up, get an inspection done. They're like, well, how much is that going to cost me? Nothing.
Yep.
It's free. Their inspections are always free.
Every year.
Why not do it on an annual basis? As you just said. And then, of course, if they find an issue, they'll write up an estimate for free. Sit down with you, explain. Here's exactly what the problem is. and they'll walk you through the claims process. They're insurance specialists there. So if you're worried about fighting your insurance company, they're on your side through that process. And maybe it is time to just go ahead and get a brand new roof.
Really?
It could be that time. You've been in that house long enough. Yep. Check out River Region Contracting. There's a reason many folks call them the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region. That number, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd and the great team there that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phone, shall we, Troy? And talk to Michael Cohen.
Oh, Michael.
With Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Great.
Outstanding.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving holiday?
We did. And actually even got to go to the Alabama game.
Wow.
Really? You were there?
I was there. I was in the nosebleed section.
Yeah.
It's still a great atmosphere. If you're
Jordan
ready
Hare's
to brave
awesome.
the crowds, like I mean, Jordan Hare is an amazing spot.
They were packed, and I got to give credit to all the little girls that were wearing skirts that were way too short. They had to be freezing.
I was there the weekend.
I was bundled up, and I felt like a wuss out there.
Are they still doing the whole skirt with the boots thing?
It's bad. We were out there for the Mercer game.
Yeah.
Mike and my wife goes, "My God, did she borrow that from her 10-year-old sister? Because it's so small."
Yeah. Only if I could be younger. No.
Hey, Mike, don't look. You'll go blind. And he goes, "I'll risk one eye." And he looks over there.
So as we get back into the swing of things, what's the score there today at Cohen?
Ooh.
It's like 35-0, man. I tell you, we have sold so much Sonos over this Black Friday weekend.
Nice.
They had like a 30% off, and everybody was coming in to get new sound bars and subs and some rear speakers and just some speakers just to scatter around their homes. So, we got to be thankful that everybody came by to see us and take care of their Christmas shopping as early as they could.
Yeah, and there's still time left too, folks. Whether it's audio solutions or you want a brand new big old TV or maybe even like a short throw projector if you want to really set up that home theater room. And of course, they got the seating and furniture to do that. Mm-hmm. But don't forget about like all the grilling options they have there, as well as the whole appliance side of the store. It could be you're due for a new washer dryer unit or time to build out a kitchen. They can help you with all that there at Cohen's. You can always shop from home, peruse the website at thinkcohens.com. But I really encourage you to stop by, get to know the folks there. It's 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, "Hey, I heard you on that radio show with that Joey fellow, and that Troy Carrico guy was there too that day."
That's right. Yeah. Y'all come see us. Have a great day.
Appreciate you, Michael. 272-9228.
The skirts, man, they were really small. The skirts. It was crazy.
Is that a real thing still?
No, but Robin, I mean, I looked at him, I go, "Do you think she looked in it?" Said, I look, this is a good outfit to wear outside. Like,
yeah, but then like you see him rocking the boots, the cowboy boots.
That and the short skirt together.
You know those boots stank.
Listen, the feet. And guess what? If feet stink, you know what else?
Oh, hey.
Just saying, if a woman don't take care of her feet,
Hey,
we
you
got
don't have to
problems.
complete the equation. Let everybody else.
I'm just telling you words to live by.
Let's go to the phones. Hey, you're on there. Who's this? Sorry, say that again.
Clint Jr.
Hey, Clint, what's up?
Jr.
The Humane Society, I keep hearing how they've done renovations and they need donations and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to take my mom up there to pick out a cuddle dog. She wants a companion to cuddle with.
Yeah.
Found out they won't let you up there to see the animals. You have to do an application process, which irritated me. But my mom did it, and they rejected her.
What? Which humane shelter are we talking about?
Yeah, where?
The one here in Montgomery.
Well, that's why.
What?
Like, how do you adopt animals when you're denying older ladies
That's wrong.
cuddle dogs?
Did they reject her because of her age?
They didn't leave a reason of rejection. They just let her know that she was not accepted.
Well, if they're putting animals down and doing that, that's wrong. Yeah, that's real wrong. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I hate that.
Why don't you try somewhere else? Why don't you try like Prattville? I bet you might have better success outside of this crappy place.
So they're not all connected.
No, my mom works as a volunteer down in Port St. Joe, Florida, for a humane society, and they're very progressive. I mean, very proactive about getting people the animals. I suggest I honestly would go share that story with one of the local, maybe at Greenville, or I know not to go
Or
to
Prattville,
Otaga, anywhere. Yeah, and just tell them what happened. I think they're going to probably be very sympathetic to getting you an animal.
I appreciate it. I just wanted to.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't know that was even a thing. I appreciate it, Clint, and good luck. Let's go to line one real quick. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, you're on there. Who's
Hello.
this?
It's TS.
Hey,
Who is
TS.
this?
Hey, TS.
This is Joey.
Joey, don't kill me. Happy birthday to you and many more. You know how much I love you, baby.
Oh,
that's
I
sweet.
love you too.
Oh.
Man, look at all your
All right.
adoring fans. This is great.
Bye.
Hey,
don't get jealous.
I'm not jealous at all. I'm not bitter about anything, Joey. I get highly exhilarated for this. I'm kind of getting at a peak right now.
We'll conclude this in the final hour.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Steve Witkoff is traveling to Moscow for delicate talks with Vladimir Putin on ending the Ukraine war. U.S. officials say control of eastern Ukraine and security guarantees remain the main sticking points between the two sides. Cyber Monday is rewriting the holiday shopping playbook with online sales forecast to jump 6% to more than $14 billion this year. Retailers are offering deep discounts and free shipping to close out the 5-day spree that started on Thanksgiving Day. Black Friday's strong performance signals consumers are embracing digital-first shopping habits. Stockton residents gathered for a vigil yesterday after a shooting at a child's birthday party left 4 people dead and 11 injured on Saturday. Mayor Christina Fugazi called the violence unacceptable as police continue to search for the suspects. They say they have recovered a number of firearms. This is SRN News.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the first day of December, the first day of meteorological winter. I think we're dry most of the day today with a high temperature up to about 57. Risk of showers later on after, let's say, 3. Then get ready for a soaker tonight with maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some places maybe more than that. Could be some leftover showers first thing in the morning tomorrow. Low tonight, 48. Then falling temperatures tomorrow and breezy with winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures falling to 43 by, let's say, sunset. A very cold one tomorrow night with the overnight low temperature down to about 27. Mid-50s Wednesday, upper 50s on Thursday, and then another soaker is shaping up for Friday night into early Saturday. Stand by. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Brighten your holidays with ASC Credit Union. Enjoy the season stress-free with our special holiday loans. Visit us or call today to learn more. ASC Credit Union, your ASCCU.com, 334-270-9011. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
U.S. Congressman Mike Rogers says that he will be launching a bipartisan investigation into the U.S. military operations that have been conducted against narco-terrorist boats in the Caribbean Sea. The move from Rogers comes after a recent Washington Post article claimed that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth had issued a kill everybody order to the military performing these strikes, which resulted in the narco-terrorist boat receiving a second strike. Hegseth says this is fake news designed to be derogatory and inflammatory towards the U.S. military. Rogers has expressed support for taking out these drug smuggling boats, but not necessarily ordering second strikes in order to kill any who survived the first. Rogers is the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, and he has issued a joint statement with Ranking Committee member Adam Smith that there will be a full accounting of the operation that took place in the Caribbean this past September. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A Tuscaloosa man is behind bars awaiting a bond hearing after an argument with his wife turned violent. The incident occurred last Tuesday with Joseph Mullins being taken into police custody for the shooting and severe injuring of his wife. Investigators say a child witnessed the shooting at the family's home. 2 men are dead in Midland City in what appears to be a murder-suicide of a father and son. The victims are identified as 62-year-old Gary Letcher and 39-year-old Dustin Letcher. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is Ashley, the owner of Pest Pro Services. You spoke and we listened. We're excited to launch Wildlife and Exclusion Pro, a new division of Pest Pro Services. Got squirrels in the attic, raccoons in the crawl space. We've got you covered. Our team will safely remove the animals and seal up the entry points, protecting your home and family. Call today, 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Call today, 265-9990, or visit us on the web at ppsriverregion.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here today.
Hola.
And I just saw a comment come in that is scandalous. Yeah. Happy birthday to the world's greatest lover from... Oh, no.
No, it's Eddie Bader.
Yeah.
Look, it's our Bader. Oh, my gosh.
Ew.
And he wants you to wear a onesie with him. That's so sickening. Eddie, if you're listening, what have you got on, Eddie?
Yeah, folks, I don't think Troy's going to be on Fridays.
I'm not going to be wearing it. No, I'm not. If you guys are wearing that stuff, I'm ducking out, Bob. I love all of you. I love everybody.
Yeah, no, that's such a compliment. World's greatest lover. And then you see the source. You're like, hey, man.
It's Bader.
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 God, gum. Let's go to... Oh, Poison Ivy is on the phone.
Thank you for taking my call. I've got an even worse one than what Eddie just did. Are you ready, Joey?
Oh, Lord.
Cousin High Stepper said to call and wish you a very happy birthday, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
And that she hopes you're feeling much better after you left in the middle of her nude interpretive dance you were over at the mansion to write an essay on a couple of weeks ago. Have a great and joyful birthday.
You too. Well, it's supposed to be to the wee hours of the morning. I had to get out of there.
I'm not going to the grandma prison again.
Yeah, no. Can you imagine being locked up in the KIV correctional facility for the rest of your life?
Joey, come down here and lift up my stretch marks. Get my carbuncles off. Grandma. When you hug her, you know she smells of sweaty. Her boobies smell of her breath smell of. Listen, they smells of baby
I don't want to
powder,
know.
Baby powder and rose hips from bath water.
I don't even want to know.
And grandma.
That's
grandma prison, bub.
Anyway, welcome back to the program. 272-9228. I feel like I need to take a shower now. Yeah, seriously. 272-9228. Now, here's something that
what we got. Let's see.
This is that same interview.
Oh, yeah. With Elon.
Like the Indian George Clooney.
Yes.
With Elon Musk. And this is like the new luxury that Elon.
That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, let's listen into this.
See what he's got to say.
Around what industry is growing the fastest, and especially when we looked at the amount of time consuming movies versus time spent on social media, time spent on YouTube, what seems to be growing really fast are live events all over again. Going to a physical.
I think live events when digital media is ubiquitous and you can just have anything digitally at
Hey, pause that real fast.
Essentially for free. Or very close.
Is that guns I see in the background, or is that just shelving?
I think it's shelving.
Okay, that looks like there's a machine gun right in front of his forehead up there, down at about top of his head.
Yeah, I think they're at the Tesla headquarters.
Okay, yeah, I see it. It just had an odd shape. I'm like, why is there guns hanging on the wall?
Just for free. Then the scarce commodity will be live events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that the premium for that will go up?
Yeah, I do.
Good industry to invest in?
Yes. Yes, because that will have more scarcity than digital, anything digital.
If you were a stock investor, Elon, and you could buy one company which is not your own at the valuations of today to meet a capitalistic end and not an altruistic one, which is good for the world, what would you buy?
Oh, and we don't get the answer, but that is a
great question.
I got a feeling he wouldn't.
I don't think he would answer,
given who he is. But no, this makes a lot of sense because everything is right there at your fingertips. People want something real. People want something live. It's why I think, for instance, have you been out to the Sphere yet in Vegas?
Yes, I have been.
What did you go see there? Do you remember?
I do. I saw the Blue Man Group there.
Really?
Yeah,
cool.
I did see that. That was, it's been 6 years.
Yeah, I think our boss here saw the Eagles out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw the Blue Man Group. I got free tickets, but it
So,
was cool.
like, I think big facilities in that regard are going to be blowing up. Though, when you look at movie theaters, they continue to struggle. Traditional movie
They
theaters.
do. They really do.
And honestly, I usually wait at home because you got big TVs now and great sound. And if you got to go to the bathroom, you can pause it.
That's right. You can
And
drink
you can eat
liquor.
whatever
you can do
food,
whatever
yeah,
you want. You can
yeah.
smoke weed.
Yeah, you can do
wanna
whatever you
man.
want.
Well, they do that. They do that already in the movie theaters. Smell some marijuana in here. It's medical, though. It's medical.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Get some gummies. Stop vaping in the middle of the movie.
It started recreational. Now it's kind of medical, Joey.
Now, Elon was asked of his businesses, what's the one he's most excited
I want to hear that
about? And, well, he doesn't strictly answer the question, but he kind of gives the game away that all these are meant to be rolled into one. And in fact, there's a convergence that might very well be happening.
Excellent.
Which one of all the products and services that you're building has got you most excited today?
Well, I think that there's increasingly a convergence actually between SpaceX and Tesla and XAI. In that, if the future is solar-powered AI satellites, which it pretty much needs to be in order to harness a non-trivial amount of the energy of the sun, you have to move to solar-powered AI satellites in deep space, which somewhat is a confluence of Tesla expertise and SpaceX expertise, and XAI on the AI front. So it does feel like over time there's somewhat of a convergence there. But all the companies are doing great things. Very proud of the teams. They do great work.
And I almost feel like he's giving short shrift to the Boring Company.
I agree.
From our conversations a little off air earlier about where military affairs and just in general are going. Having tunnels is not just for traffic and other things. It's very valuable to have underground facilities in this new world.
It is.
For better or for worse. But it is crazy to think about it, that your AI won't be these massive data centers here on Earth. It'll be satellites in deep space that are getting a direct energy from the sun and are immediately beamed back down for processing and for compute. It's a new world that is being built before our eyes. Somebody commented about, is it a post-work society? Well, that keeps being promised. Lynn Cox asked that. And maybe. I think there will always be work. There's always something to do. And there will be new things to do that we can't even anticipate or imagine. Think about like all the folks in the movie industry. You tell somebody working the farm in the 1800s, so there's going to be stuff we can't think of right now that there will be work to do. But also, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be drudgery. It could be people are freed up to pursue things. Now, the idea of basic guaranteed income and you just become a hedonist and like
what's wrong with hedonism?
Yeah, right. You know what? How could it go wrong? Well, it's a lot of fun to begin with.
Was a hedonist.
Yeah, it
How'd
ended so well for
him. How'd that work out for
Yeah.
him? But no question though, Joey. Do you not see the way you describe it is how I see it going down? But here's where I see, and maybe it's my limited scope of grasping the conceptual of the new techno economy. Scalability of income and ability to make substantial growth in your financial. But listen, I just don't see if we're removing people more and more from the equation, this is going to be a burden on all societies, and it's going to be dissent probably amongst people. I just don't see how we can get past that right now. Scalability is the problem. Okay, this is great. Post-work society is a wonderful idea, but who's going to be doing the farming? Is AI going to be doing the farming?
Most likely.
But well, I look forward to seeing it. So.
Yeah, and then you do get into questions, and in fact, Elon's asked about this. He made a comment on this kind of in a passing moment the other day. But Bitcoin, where it's actually Elon now gets it. In fact, there are clips of over the last decade, however it's said, where Elon is poo-pooing Bitcoin, but he's changed his opinion, and he's now starting to realize, and a lot more people are starting to realize, what is the backbone of Bitcoin? It's called energy.
That's right.
And so you're now able to monetize energy and send it at the speed of light anywhere in the world through the Bitcoin network.
Yes.
So this is Elon's response to this.
Currencies, if you will, that are physics based. So energy is the true currency. This is why I said Bitcoin is based on energy. You can't legislate energy. You can't just pass a law and suddenly have a lot of energy. It's very difficult to generate energy, or especially to harness energy in a useful way to do useful work. So I think that probably we won't have money, and probably we'll just have energy, power generation as the de facto currency.
Fascinating.
It is.
Well, and some of this could be like the idea is a lot of these electric guitars become, or not guitars, electric cars become like batteries that are just sitting there. They're holding energy.
Holding energy. Yeah.
They're not even being used necessarily. And so, I mean, I think it's going to get pretty wacky. I don't know how I would go that far to say money's gone, because you still will need to allocate scarce resources and haggle over that sort of thing. But something like Bitcoin that is strictly based off energy and backed by it, along with cryptography and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, there might be something to that is profound in a way a lot of folks don't quite get at this point.
Well, I've always said this, and I mean this: everything we know in a temporal sense of our humanity is energy. Everything's energy. Everything's energy. Our pulse, everything, and it's from the basics of life construction to technology. Energy drives the train, and that's where we're headed, and that's why nuclear power is so important going forward. Right now, it's safe, it's secure. Micro reactors I see being a real viable solution for a lot of communities, and I think it's time for a brave new world. I mean, this is a paradigm shift, Joey, not just socially, but economically, spiritually, physically, on and on, sociologically. So we have to be thinking deep outside the box, and the idea about servers being remote up in space is a good idea. I like that.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Two different categories, okay? First of all, you need to have Troy answer the phone once in a while. He seems to be a little lazy lately.
Oh, man. Okay.
Shots fired.
Shots received. Fire out. There you go.
Right across the broadside, baby. Like the movie Master and Commander, I'm going to sneak across as a towboat.
That's right. Why not? Why not? It worked.
And it's a great movie.
It really is an epic movie.
Oh, it's so good, and I think that's one of Crow's best movies he's ever done. I think it's better than Gladiator in that one.
Well, and you think of that era. Look, there's a great Arthur Herman book called To Rule the Waves, and it's about the British domination. And man, talk a rough lifestyle, but talk about heroic and adventurous, and just so much of like the men that it took to make that work.
Yeah. And I love what he said too. That we're going to make the enemy make us look like we're wounded and injured. Just a little freight boat,
That's right.
And as soon as it pulls up on the side, they'll load it down, fire up on it,
Yep.
Two questions. How many coaches in the SEC got fired? Let's see. Bob Stoops, 1. Florida, 2. Arkansas, 3.
Beamer at South Carolina.
4.
Yeah, South Carolina.
South Carolina, 5. I mean, it's not looking good to try to be a coach in the SEC.
We want to win, and they ain't winning.
Well, you know why FSU and Bobby Bowden he was invited to come into the SEC, you know that, when he was an independent with Notre Dame,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that was?
Yeah.
But he felt he couldn't win a championship in the SEC because they cannibalized each other.
Yep.
That's true.
He's got a point.
It's true.
He's got a legitimate point. And here's my problem is, boy, as soon as Lane Kiffin said where he was going, everybody sounds like dominoes just fell in place. Click, 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 click.
Yep.
Everybody. And what do you think about not letting him coach during the playoffs?
I'm an Ole Miss grad. I wouldn't want him coaching.
Yeah, I think it's a little disloyal, to be mildly.
Yeah. I think he burnt that bridge. Would
if he played in the SEC championship game, would you let him coach that one?
No.
Wow. You are hardcore, baby.
Brother, listen, you fool me once, shame on you. Don't fool me twice. You know what I'm saying? It's.
I already learned that from Urban Meyer, baby. Don't.
That's right, Urban. You know what Urban say? Not just no, hell no is what he would say.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think LSU was. I think he had. I like what Florida started doing once they started talking to their people and talks broke off. Next thing you know, they started looking for other coaches.
They did.
Everybody was scrambling.
I still think that Lane Kiffin will be exposed down the road. As it failed. Listen, what Bill Belichick said best about him. He said, not the Bill Belichick. He was when he was with the Patriots. Said he's a shyster. He's a charlatan. He's a snake oil salesman. So, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised Nick Saban. I'm sorry, Nick Saban. Took his phone call and asked for his advice because let me tell you something.
Worked for him.
He had some heated conversations when he was offensive coordinator, but I guarantee it, some of those championships that Nick got, if it wasn't for Lane, he wouldn't have had them.
Being a head coach is a completely different commodity, though. It requires so much more personality and tact and ethics. And listen, I think he lacks a lot of key attributes for such a big program, particularly one that has expectations like LSU.
Left his wife for his girlfriend. Left his girlfriend now go back to his wife and his family. What a shy man. He's smooth, man. I'm telling you.
He's
Here's another thing. He reminds me of the head ball coach. He's a great offensive mind when it comes to football. Because, I mean, even himself and also the head ball coach, they both didn't want to touch the defense, but they called a lot of the plays. Even though they were a head coach and they had an offensive coordinator, they still did a lot of the calling of the plays.
You know, one of the problems that's been apparent here is the people have been exposed, the Hugh Freezes, and even Nick got out. Listen, a lot of coaches today don't understand. You got to get good coordinators and let them do their job. Don't helicopter on them, because listen, to be a successful head coach at a Division I SEC Big Ten school, it requires 28 hours in a 24-hour day. And you don't have time to do all the things right. And if you do a bunch of things, well, you ain't doing anything great. And that's what a head coach has got to do.
Well, offensive, there's one thing, offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators that are really good don't stay too long.
Well, listen, you know what's funny? I was at a Virginia Tech Platinum Hokie Booster group back when I lived in Winchester. My friend was a big fan. They had hired Scott Loeffler from Auburn. He was Gus Malzahn's offensive coordinator. The first question the crowd asked him, the reporter said, "What do you like most about coming to Virginia Tech from Auburn?" You know what he said? "Well, maybe I'll be able to call some plays this time as an offensive coordinator." I thought, wow. Wow. He basically said Gus didn't let him run any plays. So, yeah.
Well, you notice Nick Saban during the Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban period.
Yeah.
Nick would try to. Sometimes he would override Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin had a heart attack with his little plastic paper.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this: 2014, Nick Saban didn't override him in the playoff game against Ohio State, and he decided he wanted to start running the ball instead of throwing the ball instead of leaning on Derrick Henry, who was killing us, and it cost him the game.
That's true. So let me ask you a question. Are you happy with the Auburn coach?
Yeah, I think he's great. He's a Ohio State guy. He's from Ohio. Well, he's from Russia. He's Russian, actually. He immigrated here after the fall.
Well, he was head coach at South Florida.
Yeah, South Florida. Galesh. His name's Galesh.
No, I like that. I like that pick. It's not like a Kiffin where you're just moving around different SEC schools. Get somebody's up and coming. Maybe they can prove themselves.
LSU, don't. You know what happens if they're not successful? He'll do like he did in Tennessee. He will jump off that boat in a heartbeat.
Well, I think he's going to be successful. He's young, and he was trained by Jim Tressel at Ohio State. I think he's going to run a tight program.
What do you think about Florida's coach?
Florida's been irrelevant for so long. I'm afraid that they've missed their target of opportunity a long time ago. I don't know. A lot of people say that that's a dead job simply because of the recruiting challenges in the state of Florida now. Many of these kids are going elsewhere.
I totally disagree with that, because
you can.
A lot of the coaches of an SEC said flat out that Florida has the coach. That's why they fired the coach, Billy Napier, after a while. He couldn't develop the talent Florida's got the best talent and athletes on the field.
Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you, though, is that they show the ability to gain more than 4-star players. It's been diluted by all the out-of-state recruiting that's going on and taking kids out of the 954 and all that. But that's just my thoughts. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm not an expert.
Soldier Boy, appreciate
See you,
the
man.
walk
Yep,
down the
bye.
college football lane there for a second. 272-9228 if you want to get in the final, 30 shopping minutes we have
32
left. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, they're ready to help you men out to feel like men again. Now, I know men being men, they're going to be like, I'll just power through it.
I'll power through it.
I know I feel tired. I know I feel sluggish. I know I don't feel like myself. But, I'll just, like I've always done, just power through it.
That's right.
I mean, it's probably I'm just getting older. You're making a mistake. If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're starting to feel like you're slowing down where you could go all day, all night without petering out, so to speak, well, they can get you back in form. And if you're a young man and you just feel exhausted in your 20s or 30s, it very well could be low testosterone. Go get checked out there at Montgomery Men's Health. No guesswork, no gimmicks, just real science and effective treatments. The urologists and providers there will tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. And beyond testosterone problems, they also have ED treatments and many other options men don't even know exist.
Amazing.
The consultation, including blood work, is just $99 there at Montgomery Men's Health with results before you leave. Gentlemen, you only got one life. I know that you're proud and you'll power through and all this stuff. No, but procrastination's only going to make it worse. Call them up at 440-3663. That's 440-3663, or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. More after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
A lot of people talk tough. Very few get tough things done. Attorney General Steve Marshall is a warrior for our state, a fighter for our conservative values.
We have fought the fights that had to be fought for the people of Alabama.
Steve stands shoulder to shoulder with President Trump, ready to fight to take our country back, root out corruption, and prosecute the deep state.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, you're doing a great job.
Steve puts Alabama first and delivers. As a conservative, Steve stands for freedom, safety, and the rule of law.
I have fought for law enforcement and stood with prosecutors and victims as we've addressed the failures that have caused our state to be less safe.
Steve is the senator our state needs and our president can count on. God, grit, Alabama strong. Steve Marshall gets it done.
I'm Steve Marshall, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Steve Marshall for Senate.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this. Listen close. You got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Radar is going to be very active this evening and tonight and probably tomorrow morning as well. Looks like a soaker, 1 to 2 inches of rain, much needed rain, with the overnight low temperature down to about 48. Then tomorrow, a day of falling temperatures and gusty winds up to about 20 miles per hour. Temperature falling to about 43 by 4 o'clock. Overnight low tomorrow night down to 27. Sunshine, mid-50s Wednesday, upper 50s Thursday, and another soaker coming up Friday evening into early Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And apparently, on that earlier, we played the Air Force One press gaggle, and they're all like wondering what part of your body did they do the MRI on? What are the results of your MRI? Well, the White House released information today on the MRI exam President Trump underwent following weeks of media speculation, declaring Trump, who's 79, to be in quote-unquote excellent overall health.
Very good.
Presidential physician Sean Barbabella released a memo describing the October exam as standard and its findings as quote-unquote perfectly normal. As part of President Donald J. Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. This is true.
This is very true.
No, it's good to check early. But because he did that early check, it created all this speculation.
Yep.
They so want Trump to go the way of Biden. They're now cheering for it and rooting for it and seeing it where they're not seeing it.
They're clamoring for it.
And cool. I mean, like, if Trump is off his game, I'll be the first to say it and give us J.D. Vance.
Yeah, be careful of what you wish for, right?
Yeah. But the purpose of this imaging is preventative.
Yes.
To identify issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure he maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging is perfectly normal. The doctor added, there is no evidence of arterial narrowing, impairing the blood flow, or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size. The vessel walls appear smooth and healthy, and there are no signs of inflammation or clotting. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health. And people around the world are going, how? He eats McDonald's constantly. But hey, maybe it's not that bad for you. If you just are at a consistent clip, maybe there's something to eating the Filet-O-Fish.
Not like Chris Christie does.
No.
He's okay. He's moderate in his intake.
Yeah, well, I mean, and Trump's he's fluctuated. He's actually a lot more chunky when he first runs.
I think
he's lost a lot of weight.
I think he's taken the shot. It's working for him. Remember
is
he
he
told
doing
about his friend?
the fat
It's
shot?
not. My friend called me from London. He says, why am I paying so much for the shot? He goes, what shot? The fat shot. He goes, it's not working for you. That's so funny. But yeah, I think he may be taking some Zerpatide or something.
Yeah, the MRI was not mentioned in an initial White House readout of his annual physical, so Trump brought it up. And the doctor goes on to say his abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused. I don't know what that means, but I'll take the doctor's word for it. Everything evaluated is functioning within normal limits with no acute or chronic concerns. Summary. This level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health.
Nice.
Trump on July 17th was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a blood circulation issue, after noticing mild swelling in his lower legs.
Huh.
That condition is primarily treated by use of compression socks to prevent blood clots.
I'll be. Perfused means, if you're wanting to know, something with a liquid color quality. Supply an organ tissue with fluid means that you got plenty of fluid in your organs. It says
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, so the president's in good health, and I know again there are a lot of folks. Oh, did you see him stumble there? Did you see him? They're just waiting.
They just love throwing darts at him.
Well, they're just waiting to be like, well, the very things y'all point out with Biden, and now you're denying with Trump. It's like, you know what? If we keep accusing one another of hypocrisy, eventually everybody's going to be just
where
truthful.
we're at. It's where we're headed right now.
We'll just be straight up and truthful. So apparently Putin and Steve Witkoff are to meet in Moscow soon. And apparently Witkoff met with Ukrainians without Marco Rubio before jet setting over to Moscow. Here's Rubio a couple days ago explaining to the press with Witkoff and Jared Kushner sitting right next to him. This is what the actual goal is of trying to bring this war to an end. This is the Secretary of State. Let's listen in.
Not just the end of the war, obviously, that's essential and fundamental. We want to see the end of the killing and the death and the suffering, and I'm sure the Ukrainian side, I know they do as well. They want peace, but it's also about securing an end to the war that leaves Ukraine sovereign and independent and with an opportunity at real prosperity. So this is not just about ending a war. This is about ending a war in a way that creates a mechanism and a way forward that will allow them to be independent and sovereign, never have another war again, and create tremendous prosperity for its people. Not just rebuild the country, but to enter an era of extraordinary economic progress. It's a country with Ukraine has tremendous economic potential. Ukraine has tremendous opportunity for true prosperity. Obviously, you can't do that in the middle of a war like this, but ending the war alone won't achieve that. So this is not just about peace deals. It's about creating a pathway forward that leaves Ukraine sovereign, independent, and prosperous. And so we expect to make even more progress today.
Now, what do you think of Rubio at this point in his tenure as Secretary of State?
Listen, he's the unsung hero, I think, of this administration so far. Because he's been tasked with some pretty hard jobs.
Oh, yeah. How many hats is he still wearing?
Between Israel and the Palestinian issue, between the drugs and narco-terrorism, between Venezuela, between this. It's just one after another. And I really find him to be refreshing. And I think he's a great candidate for president as well, coming down the road.
Yeah, it is clearly him and Vance now.
Those two are the
neck and neck. And honestly, if they can make a deal like
president, vice president,
that would be strong. Now they might say, you know what, we're both going to go for the top, and we'll see who gets.
See how it shakes down. Yeah.
But I might still pick you.
I don't know. They may have a pretty good relationship. I don't know. You know what I find interesting is Trump used to make fun of little Marco, but now he's his boy. That's his attack dog.
And he hit me on my hands.
I got no problems with that.
Yeah. No, it was my favorite Trump moment where he said, little Marco, and Marco too made the huge mistake, fell right into it, called Trump Big Don. Little Marco, okay, Big Don. And it just kind of was a natural response, mirroring Trump. And it's like, you just fell into
he's got dominance over you now.
Just fell into his trap.
That's what he does.
Anyway. We'll see if this administration can actually get some peace deals done. But my worry is that there are a lot of people out there who don't care about all that stuff. They care about, again, the kitchen table issues.
Yes.
And we'll see whether or not Trump can actually pull something off. Just checking out 1819news.com. Top headlines now, just refresh there. Electric Cooperatives of Alabama PAC endorses Caroline Dobson for Secretary of State.
Wow.
So congratulations to Caroline on that. And I'm seeing a new op-ed here. I've not yet read it by Morgan Murphy, Senate candidate.
Yes.
Veterans of the global war on terror know Islamic immigration must end.
Absolutely.
You're a veteran of the global war on terror.
I've written on this extensively for 1819 News.
Oh, yes.
I've actually had something returned for me and wouldn't publish because the lawyer said, we can't do this.
Yeah, you're going a little hardcore.
Brian Dawson goes, Troy, it was exactly what needed to be said. But I go, well, then why can Tommy Tuberville say it and I can't? He goes, oh, we want him to say it. And I go, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. No, but I've had on-air and off-air conversations with you, and there is even when you build great relationships, there's an element of this is not we're not going to be able to play nice in the long run.
I think that Joey, it's so hard for some people to understand is that people say, oh, well, there's good Muslims everywhere. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure there is. The problem is it's no longer a religion. It's that has been hijacked by the Islamic fundamentalists and the Muslim Brotherhood that started in the 60s, and it's become those silent people that are in the quote, moderate majority, they don't run the show. It's the Islamic fundamentalists that are driving the train. And it's when we treat it like an ideology, like Islam, like Nazism, like Japanese imperialism, then we can defeat it. Until we give it privileges and it hides behind religion, it's going to continue to be our downfall.
Now, I'm looking at a headline here written up by April Marie Fogel at 1819 News. Islamic Academy of Alabama back on Hoover Planning and Zoning Commission agenda. After requesting 2 cancellations, the Islamic Academy of Alabama's proposal to move from its current location in Homewood to Hoover's Meadowbrook Corporate Park is back on the agenda for the Monday Hoover Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. The commission will consider the proposal amid heavy community opposition and a conflicting economic development report commissioned by the city, which recommended the corporate park serve as a high-tech corridor. Interesting. So the city of Hoover paid the Waymaker Group, an independent firm specializing in technology-based economic development consulting, $150,000 to conduct an innovation ecosystem study to determine the best use for Meadowbrook Corporate Park. The report states, quote, with strategic guidance grounded in data, Hoover can begin utilizing Meadowbrook as an attractive location for IT and corporate operations tenants. According to the executive summary of that report, overall, Meadowbrook must first leverage corporate scale for clustering benefits and density. Large, stable anchors will help fill vacant spaces in the corporate park in the near term. However, interlinking these tenants with high potential startups provides an innovation catalyst and then spark growth in knowledge intensive sectors. So, we spent a bunch of money. This should be a tech thing.
Right.
And now are we going to change it to the Islamic Academy of Alabama? Neighbors from the surrounding area have signed a petition opposing the rezoning of the school, arguing that a school is incompatible with the corporate park's long-term plans. Roughly 1,643 people have signed the petition. There will be a public comment period, and residents of Hoover and those with an interest in the proposal will be allowed to address the commission. So it is, to a degree, not as bad as other states in our own backyard.
Oh, it is. It's I looked at the number of mosques in the state of Alabama, and it's grown exponentially in the last decade. So
yeah, well, we've had more immigrants come on in.
Yeah, they paid them to come on. Yep.
But then, did you see Trump giving all his love and praise for the new president of Syria?
Yeah.
And is this just for stability's sake?
I think it is. I think. Listen, here's the thing with him. You got to take the good with the bad. His pragmatic unpredictability sometimes cuts in a different way. But I think what it is we've got a sweet deal now for an airfield and a port area over there in Tarsus. I think he's just trying to, you're my boy, until you're not, then we'll overthrow you.
Right. Well, we just want things to not be about war for can we do it a little while?
A lot of it has to do with Israel too, I think.
Yes.
Trying to keep that buffer stuff. So yeah.
Right. And and it was a long idea of getting rid of technically they're Alawite, Assad. But they teamed up the Shiites and
the
Iran,
Druze, and you got Druze there. So
the Druze are a nice little buffer there between Israel and the rest of the Sunnis.
Known as some of the best fighters in the Middle East.
So yeah, you're right. That practical, pragmatic side of Trump can somewhat cut against ideals. But I mean, this guy was ISIS. He was a bin Ladenite head shop.
He was part of the inner workings of the Islamic fundamentalists that we were fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, could you go back to like 2002 and try to tell people this is what will be the result?
You know what? You would hope that would be the result. But, regime change is best done. What is it like raising? And I know you don't have any children of your own right now, but I don't either, other than I've raised some and I've got a stepson. And Robin always says the best way to make a kid make a decision, and you can probably speak to this, is you make them think they came to that decision on their own. So them picking him as the president of Syria validates his position in Syria, you know, and that's, but he was he was a warlord.
And he changed his name.
Yeah, of course.
He just changed his name. Just change your name,
because his other name reflected a war against Christianity. So,
well, we got to hit this final break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
Hey, this is Troop with Fairland Jewelers. I've been advertising at Blue Water for going on 3 years now. Since starting advertising at Blue Water, we have seen our business grow exponentially. And if you would like to see your business grow, I suggest advertising at Blue Water Broadcasting.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I just tried to call up Ray Bowles there. Prattville Carpet couldn't reach him with the voicemail.
He must be laying some carpet or doing some flooring.
Busy right out the gate out of the Thanksgiving holiday.
Probably is.
But Prattville Carpet folks, second to none. Like if you are looking for any sort of resurface job, of course they can do carpet. It's in the name. But they also do these brand new epoxy floors. Have you seen this?
Yes, I had some, and I had them. I did it myself in Winchester, but I would have much rather had some up road put it in like him.
Now let's see if this is this Ray Bowles? You're on there. Who is this?
This is his sexy cousin, Sam Bowles.
Hey, Sam.
I specialize. I got big bowls. I've got big bowls.
Well, hold on for me, Sam. Let me finish this up with Prattville Carpet. But the epoxy floors are really awesome for a garage or a back porch, back patio sort of thing.
Spill something, you just swipe it right off.
And then, of course, maybe you're looking for traditional hardwood or luxury vinyl plank, or it could be you want to get a ceramic tile job done, redo the kitchen or the bathroom, maybe get heated floors for the cold months. It's pretty sweet stuff over there.
Great,
So y'all just get in touch with Prattville Carpet. All you got to do is call them direct. They'll come do a free in-home measurement. You pick out your product, and they'll get the job done just that simple. Call them direct at 285-8117. That's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them Joey that fell on the radio sent you. Hey, Sam, what's up?
You know, I trust Ray Bowles. Think about it now. In this age of inauthentic, as we switch to a time of authentic, I can't even speak. Crap. I like Ray Bowles, and I think he'd be selling and install a good product. I just wanted to say you took some good pictures. I saw what you posted on Facebook, and I wanted to wish you happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, brother. And there were some things I done forgot everything I was going on after. That's okay. That's what I wanted to say. And enjoying the show.
Appreciate it,
All
Sam. And in studio and now joining us right before happy hour is Pamela. Hi, Pamela. How are you?
I feel like I'm blind, but studio
Blind?
version, which is deaf because I don't have a pair of headphones to wear.
You sound great.
That's true. Yeah.
It's weird.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. Yeah, we traveled.
Travel?
It was fun. Yep. We went to North Carolina. Cameron's families.
Nice, nice. Eat a lot?
No.
What?
Well, I do have a bone to pick, but I hate to sound ungracious because I didn't cook anything. But there were no mashed potatoes and no green bean casserole.
What?
So I
This
was
is
like,
heresy.
Oh, no.
I know.
It's heresy.
You were still in the South, technically, and they didn't have any of that stuff?
Yeah.
Heck,
No mashed potatoes.
But the rest of it was good. But no, I'm not really a overindulger on Thanksgiving type.
When my family came through, they got smoked turkey from Bow and Arrow as well as brisket.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And the brisket was awesome, and the smoked turkey was quite tasty as
Sure.
well. A bunch of mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and then just snacks and cakes and pies and all sorts of stuff because it was a several-day affair there.
Right.
Up at that lake
Yeah,
house.
there was plenty of food for several days, definitely.
Yeah, so that's good. And then we kind of carried on, always telling old family stories and whatnot, and watching movies together as well.
Playing guitar for your niece.
Oh, that was a
because
great
that was
little
great.
moment right there. And then out by the lake, it was a little cold, a little windy off the water, but it was warm enough midday to go out there and start skipping rocks
That's
and
fine.
teach
That's
the
always
kids
fun.
how to skip rocks, and they were better than me at it. I learned, and I'm like, oh no, my shoulder. Like, who can throw it the farthest? Y'all figure it out. Like,
I threw a football with Cameron's nephew for a while.
That's
That was
cool.
fun.
That's
And
cool.
then oh my gosh, I wore this great dress on Thanksgiving. And of
I
course,
saw that.
I cannot be trusted to be, a sophisticated adult for an entire day. So of
Mhm.
course I had to hit the punching bag in the garage and I ripped the arm on my dress.
Oh no.
That's an awesome story. That's a great story. Just like, ugh.
Yeah. I have to be one of the kids no matter what
The
I'm
kids
wearing.
probably go, man, you're strong.
Because
He did.
For folks-
He
You're
was like, how do you hit it that
strong.
hard? I was like, you put your full body into it. And then I ripped my dress.
Well,
Good
and
for you.
For folks who didn't see your dress on the Book of
I didn't see
Faces, it's kind of an old school dress.
Yeah, it was like
Nice.
Victorian style.
Oh, like
Nice.
Plaid,
steampunk.
Scottish plaid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Really?
it was
Victorian gals
awesome.
don't punch, so you
Well,
learned your lesson. I think.
Yeah. You can only take me so far out of modern times.
That's why I love you.
Well, let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Birthday boy, where you at?
What's up, Duke?
How you feel to be, how old are you?
37.
37. How do you feel to be 37,
I
young
feel
man?
pretty good.
You think you're grown now or something?
Much more grown than when I was 27.
Now, me and Rev talking roll through later on and pick you up, son, and we can party with you a little bit.
Oh, party. No, I'm grown. I'm
Party with you.
looking forward to the recliner.
Huh?
The recliner.
You want to sit on your ass? You too young to sit on your ass, young man.
I do it every day for a living.
Red Toss is gonna roll you a fat one, son. What's up?
Okay, well, better be some sticky icky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got the Snoop kind.
Oh
Let
Lord.
me shut up before the police come to my house. Hell, I don't have no
Let's say
Snoop
he
kind
doesn't do
over
any
here.
of that funny
Let me shut up.
business. Yeah.
Huh?
Just a joke on the radio.
Yeah, we just cutting up, y'all. Now,
Hmm.
anyhow, man. What you get anyhow?
Yeah, well, where are you going? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, man. I ate good and everything. I didn't get me any chitlins, but I didn't request any. But
That's probably
it was
good for your
something
health.
Christmas, though. No, it's good for you.
Okay.
It's good for you.
Lord.
Small
Yeah,
intestine.
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, I just want to check in with the birthday boy for a sec.
Well, it's been a good birthday show. Low key, how I like
You
it.
keep talking about kids, man. Come on now, 37 now.
Oh, I know. It's
You see
I've
a
made
boy and a
my
girl,
choices.
man.
I
You see a
got to
boy
live with
and
them.
a girl, man.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I could just marry into one. And like, you don't know what it's like to raise kids. Well, my kids now know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Step kid, yeah, get you a few step kids, yeah.
That's what you need. That's what you need.
Yeah. They're gonna be about 4 or 5 years old already, talking back already and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's I don't know, in all seriousness, you start to see the patriarch of my family that I'm living with, and like all the branches that came out of him, and how honorable it is, and
awesome.
It makes me want to get on it, so to speak.
I mean, Joe, you might be missing out on the ball team. All the money they paying the athletes nowadays.
I know.
Huh?
Like I gotta find somebody though who's got that athletic aspect to him.
You got the Polish side for it. So it's perfect.
Right. Yeah, that'll help.
All right, I'm going, man. I'm just hollering at you.
Appreciate you, dude.
Right.
Yeah, no, the Polish side brings the generational
Of course
depression
it does.
and trauma, and then
You got been through so much. You've been through so much.
did we learn anything today? Oh yeah, I threw down the gauntlet. That'll be the op-ed. Let's not even say what it is for folks who didn't hear the beginning of the show. Threw down the gauntlet to a certain elected
You
official.
did, and we'll see what she says.
Yeah, it was just too much fun. When you intrude on my Thanksgiving, when I'm trying to follow your example,
I can't even get away from you.
Yeah, I was trying not to make Thanksgiving like work. And then somebody had, and I'm sure it was like a super PAC. It's probably not even so. It wasn't even her. It was the political persona of the machine built.
It's the machine, man.
Right. So I'm not blaming personally, but it's like, when you intrude on my Thanksgiving when I'm trying to behave, I got to say a thing.
I'm going to give you one. I've been working on giving you military maxims and quotes. I'm going to say that courage isn't having the strength to go on. It's going on when you don't have the strength. That was Napoleon Bonaparte.
That is good.
A good one.
He had some really good
He was
quotes.
bright. He's very bright.
Yeah, very driven.
I like when he grabbed the crown and coordinated himself from the bishop.
I picked it up from the gutter. Yeah.
So nice.
Sort of
So
stuff.
nice.
Anyway, y'all got a big show coming up?
Yeah, David's going to be here. We ended last week with him on Wednesday.
Nice.
We'll come back with him today.
David Blackman with the how many gallon brain?
At least 100.
Yeah, I mean, dude is wicked smart. He's from Texas and he knows a lot of things. Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela and David Blackman, the whole gang. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News